There's my button.
I feel like they haven't done anything with those characters.
We're live. It's D&D time. Francisco has an early morning, so one of them early work mornings. So
One of those early work
Francisco-less
mornings.
today. So, man, Krog and that tummy ache is just starting to
Are we sure he doesn't have IBS?
starting to get to him.
He definitely does.
Stop drinking milk. You can't handle it. You're lactose intolerant, boy.
I love milk.
I love milk. I love ice cream.
Hello, Quill. Oh, I don't have a drink. I forgot to get my drink today.
Oh,
I'll
man.
drink for you.
Now I'm getting
sheesh.
thirstier.
You better go get a drink.
I'll give one a break. It'll be all right. We're starting a little late, so
Delicious water.
I only got like an hour for break time.
You know what? I'm
Dang
gonna
you,
go
big
get
dog.
a Topo Chico
Get out of
right
here. I'm taking those points, and you don't get them back.
now. Hydrate, son.
So it's D&D time. D&D may or may not continue on Fridays. We may change it to a different day. To be determined.
To be determined.
Yeah.
TBD.
We're supposed to talk about this with Joe, and I forgot.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it right now.
Well,
It's like anything to stop D&D from happening.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it afterwards. Just for the sake of personal lifetime. Doesn't need to be streamed, I don't think.
Would you
Why
want to
not?
be like have a reality show about setting up your stream schedule?
You're like
It could be like Rings of Power. We're setting up the storyline of
we're setting up
changing
the epic storyline that is to come. Yeah, you're right, dude. Like this is all leading up to the epicness that's gonna happen. You could be the Casey Neistat of streaming, Michael.
I gotta shake my camera around and do some weird scene transitions.
Yeah, do some cool transitions.
Pick my
and stuff.
webcam up and move it around, and then shift over to D&D time and
Yeah.
zoom in on my
yeah.
camera and get a Sharpie out and write the date on it, real
Dude,
big.
he's back.
Circle
He's
it.
back. He's making videos again.
I saw that.
He's great, dude. His videos are always top notch.
All right. Aside from advertising other YouTube channels, anything else we want to talk about?
Rules,
Oh
rules,
yeah.
D&D schools.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Hey,
Happy birthday,
Oh,
The big 2-7.
Oh man.
these children.
Oh no, man, he seems pretty
You're not
old to
that
me.
much older than us, Isaac.
I mean, I'm gonna be 40 in a couple
You're,
months.
you're 10 years older than me.
Isaac is the geezer, the grandpa of the group.
That's why I got
Aren't
Ray on
you
the other
40
group, so I don't wanna
almost?
be.
How's your hit?
What? I just turned 39. I'm
Still
nowhere
solid.
near 40.
I'm nowhere near 40. I didn't even know there was a numbers went that high until today.
Might as well be infinity.
All right, it's been
This was
2
delicious.
weeks since D&D time.
We played last week.
Well, okay, so 2 weeks since
did a one
this campaign D&D time. We did a one-shot last week.
Whose
And,
fault was that? Francisco, and he's not even here.
Well, it was my fault too. I was itching for a one-shot. I was starting to plan for the night, and I was like I know where I want to put it, but I was kind of like halfway through it. Well, I just began. I was like, man, I don't know. It should be fun to play a one-shot. And then Francisco sends that text. Can we try something else like that space thing? I go, you know what? That would be a good idea. But we did Traveler last couple times. Let's do something different. Spelljammer.
You know what? We played that Spelljammer thing. I'm still just as disappointed about Spelljammer as I was.
Yeah, I had made this campaign with the idea that we'll transition to Spelljammer here around level 5 or so.
Yeah.
I've set some seeds for Spelljammer. I think the seeds might be changing away from that idea.
The seeds died.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't know.
Those spells don't jam very well,
It just
dude.
doesn't do it for me. Like I hoped it would. So maybe we may get a little bit sprinkled in there.
That cranky old man at the game store where I bought my books, he was right.
Oh, what'd he say?
Yeah.
Oh, he was being a salty d-bag when I bought. I was like, dude, I'm getting these Spelljammer books. And he goes, oh, Spelljammer, probably gonna be a flop like it was last time. And I was like, I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. Whatever, man. I bet you it's gonna be terrible. And I was like,
This is
okay.
at Game HQ.
Game HQ, yeah.
Is he just
There's a
like,
guy I'd never seen before.
I'd rather you not buy from our store. Is that what he's trying to do?
Usually the guy that's in there, that old dude who's worked in there my whole life.
He's the owner, isn't he?
I don't even know if he's the owner. He's the coolest guy ever. You're like, I'm hyped for this, and he's like, I'm hyped that you're hyped for this, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy was like, I hate that you're buying this, and I hate that you're enjoying it. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, that'll be $75, you piece of crap. And I'm like, oh, I could have just bought this on Amazon. I made a point to drive out here.
$75, and your book is out of date. Like 2 days after it was printed, after you bought it.
Yep.
No. That means
Welcome
I have a
collector's
welcome to
collector's
the new
edition.
world of D&D.
Yeah.
I have a DLC on my book instantly. No, I have the collector's racist edition of Spelljammer.
I remember that was a thing in 4th edition. Whenever 4th edition came out, like they didn't do any playtesting with 4th edition, and so 4th edition was just like kind of like, it wasn't a surprise, but it was just like, bam, here's 4th edition, here's everything.
Yep.
And it was like a month later, and there was basically a whole book worth of errata of changes within the core book. So we had our one guy, you know who it is, Eric, in our group, was our kind of our rules lawyer, and so he had the book, and he also had this page that he would flip through to make sure everything was right in the book, because there's so many rule changes that had been changed a month or two later.
That sounds god awful. I'm glad I wasn't there for that.
Just be thankful there's a playtest going on for 6th edition or whatever they want to call it.
No, D&D.
One D&D.
One D&D.
I wonder what
D&D to rule them all.
I do wonder what they will end up calling it, because, like, remember D&D Next? They didn't change. They kept,
I think it's gonna be one D&D. I think that's it.
I don't know about that. I can't.
It'll be one D&D until the current people that work there no longer work there, and then something else will come out.
6th edition.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna call it one D&D though?
is basically 6th edition. I think one D&D is not a great name.
I don't think it's a great name either, but I don't think they want to call it a new edition because of how popular 5th edition is. They don't want to be like,
call it 5.5.
this is a new edition. Yeah, they could call it 5.5. That's what it feels like. It feels like a 0.5 update. It doesn't feel like
Are you excited for the new edition? Are we gonna jump into it whenever it comes out, Isaac?
The stuff I've read about it looks really...
I think we're going to playtest a couple of the things under my campaign immediately.
Yeah.
I know. I saw like exhaustion's pretty neat.
The grappling rules.
There's a few neat changes. Yeah, grappling's cool.
Feeling good about them grappling rules.
It's like the 1st edition I've been playing since 3rd edition. It's the first like new edition coming out that I'm not like, I don't really care.
I did want to talk to you about the exhaustion.
I've been really excited. Like 4th edition was great. It was awesome when it came out. And then 4th, this is not fun. 5th edition, this is great. New edition, 3.5. Great. Next one, I don't really
it's
care.
not enough. I will say this: there's some cool changes, but it doesn't. Like I was saying, it doesn't feel like a. Hell yeah, we're getting tons of awesome new stuff. Look at this cool
There's a
stuff.
few
Look at
nice
this cool
tweaks
stuff.
to it. Yeah, but it's
most
like,
of it's like this is just the same stuff mildly updated.
Yeah, they're changing things just to change things. I feel like. I
Whereas,
think I would rather have a new edition rather than a slightly reworded edition.
4th edition was like the new Coke of D&D, right?
And also-
they released it, and it was wildly different than
Yeah.
3.5, and everyone was like, yeah, this is awesome, and then, oh wait, no, this sucks, and they're like, psych, here's 5th edition, completely changed again, and you're like, you can get hyped all over again. But now 1 D&D is like, you know how you like 5e? This is just that.
I think I'm just like, I don't know. I want a couple things I don't like about it that I've seen so far is that it clearly players are getting much stronger.
Power creep.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't like that. So you guys know that for well. And
Yeah.
I worry about the digital focus, about how much they're gonna like put the game into
Talking
like.
about we play online twice a week.
But how dependent are you on D&D Beyond, and like how much is going to be integrated into that we're going to want to deal with? Where they'll lose focus at the tabletop and gain focus on the digital side.
If we had to lose access to D&D Beyond right now, it wouldn't really affect how I play at all. I can easily fill out a character sheet. I'm not an idiot. It's not hard to fill out a character sheet. I do remember enjoying like writing everything down. I definitely miss playing in person quite a bit.
Yeah. Playing in person is it much more fun.
It's much more fun. It's like a feeling of everyone in the room kind of like brings it up too, where like you're in the room with people, and even if you show up and you're maybe not having the best of days, like we were talking about earlier, but someone else is like, I'm ready to play, baby. That energy kind of like spreads to you in a way where you're like, you know what? They're hyped to play. I'm hyped to play. But on here, if you're having a day where you don't really feel like playing, it doesn't really matter if everyone else is hyped to play, because I'm sitting here like,
it's hard to hang with your friends whenever by talking you're going to be disrupting everything.
Yeah.
You can't low talk to your friend next to you.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey,
the
man,
biggest disadvantage I think of online is
Sunday nights I can lean over to my brother and be like, what is this guy doing? I'm talking about our dinner.
I miss it. I miss that aspect of it so much. I miss the in-person so much. And in a way,
however, we get Isaac.
Yeah.
Because we're not in
Hooray! Am I worth it? I don't know.
You are. It's worth it.
Sometimes. We could totally put you on a screen. I'm telling you.
That's the worst, though.
That's right. You can talk to Holly in chat. We got Finley and Squeaky Yoda and Big Dog and Quill.
Mm-hmm.
I also, a side note, I'm sorry, we'll start playing D&D in a second. I wonder how many people will jump ship to different tabletop games once the new edition comes out. And I wonder if Critical Role will come up with their own system. Because I think if they came up with their own system, I think that could be big time.
I mean, that would definitely get...
Do you think they drop? Do you think they drop the sponsorship of D&D?
They're not sponsored by D&D. They had D&D Beyond.
Are they not sponsored by Wizards?
No, they're sponsored by... Well, I guess technically they are now, because since D&D Beyond is owned by Wizards.
Oh, they still do it?
D&D Beyond
still does it with them?
They still sponsor them, yeah.
Because they were playing Pathfinder until they switched over to online.
Yep.
And they switched to D&D. And they Matt already house rules stuff and makes up his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them doing that and taking this as an opportunity.
They just base it on the SRD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go, here's SRD, here's what I want to do, here's this new system that is...
There's a ton of really cool systems out there that equal D&D.
There's a cool... Yeah, and like, it's not even about the setting. I'm perfectly fine playing in a fantasy setting. I don't even care. Cyberpunk sounds really cool to me. Solarpunk, steampunk, all that stuff sounds really cool to me. But if we played another fantasy campaign, that'd be totally fine. But
Yep. There's a lot of cool stuff out there, and that's what I was talking about before we started. But I think after we do this one, we might play around for a while, checking out some new systems and do
I have an idea for a fantasy campaign,
mini campaigns.
But like I would be completely open to trying to run a cyberpunk, like a short cyberpunk campaign.
Like a Cyberpunk 2020, is that the... Not 2020 now.
The new one just came out. 2045, I think, is the new one that just came out. And there is a supplement to make it 2077, like the game.
I've been watching a bit of like Call of Cthulhu stuff. I'm not really a big in the Cthulhu kind of things, but it's pretty neat. Like they call it kind of all built around mysteries and not about combat. It's kind of a neat way of doing something very different than what we've been doing.
All mysteries, no combat. You know how that can go.
And there's still combat. Speaking of, tonight,
hey,
it's gonna be a little different. I'm trying something different, so I'm gonna spice it up a bit. But we'll get to that later. Just a bit early warning for you guys.
The spice will flow.
Doom campaign.
You're heading to the island of Arrakis.
Yeah.
Watch out for the worms.
Island. Gotta watch out
for my drink again. I don't have a drink. I'm so thirsty. So last time you guys met up with Krog, he had a bellyache, but he joined you guys again. You made a deal with Rogar. Rogar, the orc, was working with the bandits, but apparently didn't want to be with the bandits, which you later found out. You made the trade. You gave him a bunch of weapons and armor, and that was it. Weapons and armor. He gave you 2,000 gold, 2,300 gold actually, which Eru swindled out of him. And then you got back into town and you had a little chit chat with Eru on his own, alone time. Kind of told you what was going on about him being sort of shanghaied into being the face of town protection and working for
Ooh.
old Mac in town. And he asked you to find his friend Tin, the little halfling. And as I say this out loud, I realize how ridiculous it is. He's also asking to find his daughter, Prin.
Prin.
And he also wants you to kill Mac, because Mac knows apparently where Prin is. And you guys returned to Lissarat. You made the deal. Returned to Lissarat with lots of gold in pocket and hand. And as you went to rest at the inn, you were met at the door by Elradar, who is...
Oh. Do you have written down how much I was gold to give Eric? I told you to.
67 gold, 4 silver. I was wondering why that was there.
All right, 67 gold, 4 silver. Let me go to my inventory.
Okay, so it is pretty late night. It's around midnight, and you guys are in the inn, the cheap inn. Elradar is standing at the door. I think Zarik opened the door, and you saw this elf standing there. Kind of an older-looking elf. He's not like ancient or anything, but he's got some wrinkles. He's got white hair, and he's got a good posture, standing very important like. All you can see is him standing there, and as he opens the door, he looks in and he smiles and says, "It's good to see you, Triven."
Look past Zarik. Hello.
Can we go for a walk? Your friends can come.
I'll just look at everyone.
Up to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Isn't
I'm gonna
guidance
have
one of
my
the big
hand on
changes?
my.
As you cast the spell, he looks at you and he says, "That won't be necessary. Just a talk."
I'm gonna have my hand close to my sword at all times.
I'm gonna walk right next to Eru. Like, if anything happens, I want to be able to defend him.
Okay. So he walks out. Just your passive perception tells you that he is very keen on where weapons are, what you guys are. He gave a good look up and down on everyone, discreetly, but Saren picked it up. And he starts walking downstairs in the inn, and he gets down to the front desk, and he nods at the elf standing there at the front desk. And she, as you guys see, she's holding some coins, and she's holding a bag, and she smiles and she says, "Good to see you, Sam." She smiles, and she looks at you guys, and she smiles. And he looks at her and asks, "You mind if I go back out the way I came?" And she nods. "Sure, it's fine, whatever." And he leads you guys back behind her and into the back of the inn and out the back door. And when you come out this way, it's my metaphor here is, whenever I lived in this apartment complex where like
Story time.
you have the apartments all set up, but then they're like there's like undeveloped land behind it. It's all treed and forested and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Holly lived in the same apartment complex. Where like so as you're walking in the jungle here, you've got like buildings on your left side, and on the right side is just jungle, and it's almost got like almost a canopy going over it. And so you're like right on the edge of this jungle and almost built into it because this town is built in with the trees.
Oh man, that inn is infested with spiders.
Yeah, there's tons of spiders and bugs in that inn, dude. Nobody wants to actually stay there.
The whole town is kind of like, rather than being buildings of apartment complexes, it's the different buildings in the town. So you got like the bakery and they all kind of line up to this back little dirt path that kind of leads along the backside
There's
of the town.
one shop that sells off, and they're the best. They're the most successful.
You're not
shop
gonna
in the whole
get
town.
off from a town of elves. They love these
Off
spiders.
deep woods, dude. The hard stuff to get rid of the big bugs.
Yeah, their big bugs
Agent
are
Orange.
adventurers. That's what they.
Agent Orange, yeah.
That's what they don't like.
They're just canisters of mustard gas that you release in the room before you go in there.
So you guys are heading
is it-
south.
It's night at
Yeah,
the
it's
moment?
nighttime.
Or is it- Okay.
And he's walking
Ooh.
alongside Eru kind of walks next to you, and he leans over and he says, "It's certainly good to see you, Trevin. I know you've had some adventures. Well, tell me how have things been?" And he's sort of just walking along with you. Go ahead and
I'm eyeing this guy just.
go ahead and make me perception checks. Everyone can do it.
I will do it one time, all the way in to this. I got
22.
sidetracked talking about 1D&D.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage actually. So 11.
Okay.
Oh, what's my perception? I got 20.
Okay. So you guys are watching him closely. Sarah, you can have advantage if you want, since you are staring at this guy. Out in the woods, though, I'll give you your perception there.
I did get a
And-
22 on the first.
Yeah. So you see, there's a little bit of movement out there. You're not quite sure what it is, but it does kind of follow the same, maybe size. You saw a goblin out there last time you guys were in this inn, looking out the window. It could match that same small stature little guy out in the jungle. And anyway, so he leads you south along this sort of overgrown trail, south out of town, and out towards the beach. And so you can,
He's just chit chatting.
yeah, just got chit chatting like how have you been? I'm not saying a lot, but he's not he'll pass that and then a minute pause, and again he'll just like, it's good to see you, Trevin. Not really expecting a response.
I will. I'll talk to him. I'll say, well, I was recently. I brought down a mountain. Before that, I was moving around. And then I'll stop and look at him, and I'll say, "Was it you? It burned down the building. Was it you?"
I don't know what you're talking about. We'll talk. Let's get to our a quiet
And he says
spot
that I want to insight check him.
and talk. Go ahead.
Ooh, yay.
I can't.
Did I
really-
hear this conversation?
Yeah, you're right there with him.
Oh, all right, perfect.
Can't really read anything from this guy.
He's got a.
He's very good, kind of like Eru. He's very good at disguising his intent and his emotions. So he leads you out to a beach, and he sits on a rock. You guys are standing there next to him, and he says, "Well, tell me, Trevin. I forgive forgive me. Who were your friends?"
I'm pretty sure you already know. Is this just for show?
Well, no, I'm trying to be polite. I realize we didn't leave on the best of terms, but well, frankly, I need your help, and I thought maybe we should have a chat about some things.
What am I here to chat about then? I thought I was gone, and then apparently you found me.
All right, we can get straight to the point if you want. But the problem is, I need your help because Yendra is missing.
Insight check.
Go for it.
18.
Seems to be telling the truth.
When he says that, how does Eru look? I'm gonna look at Eru.
Conflicted. Why is Indra gone?
Well, we had a little bit of a spat. And she took off. Like you, I thought it best to give her some space, but we lost her. I haven't seen anything of her since. It's been about 3 weeks now, and I've sent some I sent some out to go and see anything on her. I miss her. She's, part of the family, like you, of course. Now, we have our disagreements, but still, you do anything for your family. But we've got nothing. And I heard you were nearby, and thought it might be time for a chat.
How many people did you send for me?
I just got word that you were around, and so I sent Mare and Fila.
Just 2? How did you hear I was around?
Well, like I said, we're family, and you do anything for your family. And if I was concerned about where you'd been, I gave you some time to go and be free. I know that's what you like, and but I was a little concerned about you. So we asked around. We found you. There's a kind stable boy in Port Leilon.
What does this guy look like?
He's older. He's not old, but he's older. Elf, white hair, kind of slicked back, very proper looking.
Okay.
He's not wearing any sort of thieves garb or anything. He's just wearing a blue vest. He's got a black jacket, but a blue vest. You don't see any weapons on him. Eru knows there are weapons on him, but you don't see any on him.
Well, seems Yendra's doing better than me. What makes you think I would help you find her?
Well, why wouldn't you help us find her?
Because if she doesn't want to be there, then she doesn't want to be there.
Look, I don't. If she doesn't want to come back, that's fine. I'm concerned.
Wasn't fine when I didn't want to come back.
I'm concerned. No one stopped you. Did
Yes,
anyone?
they
Did
just
anyone?
threatened me and my friends.
Who did that?
Your errand boy, Mare.
Well, I'll have a talk with Mare.
So we're done here?
Well, are you gonna help me go find Yendra? To make sure she's okay. If you don't want to bring her back, it's fine. I just need to know she's okay.
Sure.
Can you at least say hello for me to Yendra? Let her know that I miss her. She's important
If I
around
see
here.
her, I will definitely tell her that.
By the way, and he holds his hand out to Saren and says, I'm Elradar.
Nice to meet you. I'm Saren.
Saren, and he goes to shake A-Rock.
I'll shake his hand.
Does he know my name already? Did he say my name?
He didn't say your name.
I'll shake his hand, but I'm like, nice to meet you.
He goes to shake, same thing to Zarik, shakes your hand. As he hangs on to Zarik's hand, he says, what have you told them about me? They act like they're terrified of me.
I'm not
talking to me,
terrified of
talking
you.
Talking to you, Eru.
Oh, okay.
I haven't told them much about you at all.
Says, your friends are quiet.
Well, the thing is the person you sent for him, put the fear of God in us. That's why we're here. Get this over with. Now,
Did he hurt anyone?
threaten us goes a long way. And
What did
when
he say?
He said
He
quite a
inferred
bit.
that we would be not doing well if I didn't come back.
He threatened my family.
I'll have a talk with Mayor. That's not how we do things around here. Not with our own kind. He kind of
So I'm
looks.
free to go then.
Of course.
Am I free to go? Or am I free like Jalen?
He's had kind of this happy sort of expression, but it's not so happy when he say Jalen's name. He says, that was what it was all about? Is that why you left?
Certainly a spark.
He said, you just don't understand the whole story.
Well, I'm here now. Let's hear it.
I'm inciting whatever he's saying on this.
He says, like I said before, your family is the most important thing. And if anyone threatens your family, you need to do what you can to not let that happen. So Jalen had to go. I'm not happy about it. I don't like what I have to do sometimes, but I'm sure you understand. Go for it.
How did Jalen threaten your family?
I'd really more comfortable talking about this at another time. But I consider you all my family. You, Yendra, Mare, Fila, all of you are my family.
Is he saying this out loud? I breathe a sigh of relief when he doesn't say my name. I'm like,
You said Fila. Was it Fila? Because I have Farah written down.
Oh, yeah, it's Farah. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I knew it was FPH. I was trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't have my note right
Aura?
there.
Like Overwatch?
I think Fila was something else it's another person that was.
Okay.
He's he says we have a tight knit family, and if one of us goes down or gets betrayed, then they might as well betray all of us. And we have to do the things we have to do. You can't pretend like you have not hurt anyone in the past. I'm sure you have your reasons. I have mine.
I can attest that I have never done that.
It's true. You should see it.
He looks at you and he says, just because you don't act with a blade doesn't make you any more of a saint. Standing by while people get hurt and doing nothing, no better than sticking a blade in yourself. He says that with a familiarity to you, as if he knows what he's talking about.
I'll
Okay.
take that with the feel bad.
Do you have any leads on Yendra?
He says, last you was seen was in Port Illidan. And you need to speak with Rala in Port Illidan, who runs the cobbler in town. Look at you.
Sorry.
Port Illidan.
Port Illidan. And speak to the cobbler.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
Rala. Ralah.
Okay.
Rala will get you in touch with our people there, and they'll fill you in with anything they know. But that's the last place we saw her or heard from her.
If I see her, I will definitely tell her you say hello. Is that it? Can I go?
You have the bag of holding with you, correct?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Not yours.
Yep. Sorry.
He says, if you do this for me, you can keep that. As a show of goodwill.
Do you know what's going on here?
Of course.
You know about Rogar?
Yeah, of course.
Why have you taken his daughter?
You see a flash of what's talking about, but then it straightens back up again. He says, she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You took full advantage of that.
We need his services, and it's just how it works around here.
But he doesn't want to be there either. Why can't you just have him anoint some other hero?
He has made a name for himself there. And people are willing to pay him. And this is another example of you need to know the full story. You're very you jump at whatever comes without reading the full story, Triven. That town was a disaster. Bandits were running amok in that town. No one could run a business. People were trying to travel there to worship in peace, as they should be able to. And Rogar came in and straightened the place up. We give him the opportunity to stay there, keep the place safe. He has a home, he has money, he has whatever he wants.
Except his daughter.
Family.
You know, the
Something
thing that
used
you
him to
say that
think.
you care so much about, family.
We say that in unison.
He says, sometimes you just need to, not saying we would ever hurt anyone's daughter. Sometimes you just need a sign to show them that you mean what you mean.
See, you talk about love, like you love Triven, you love your family. You don't love them at all. All you love is the power you have over them.
Who are you to say how I feel about anything?
Just from this conversation, I can tell.
I would give my life for Triven or Yendra.
Insight.
Go for it.
I will insight that as well. I could roll a good one. Gah.
That is 17.
Yeah.
You're really having troubles reading them, David. But it does seem like, same with you, Joe, that it does seem like he is being honest. It does seem like he really cares for Eru and Yendra.
I need to know if it was you that set the building on fire.
It wasn't me. Stream back up.
Stream working again?
People
Yeah.
want to know.
Okay, is it working now? I think it is now. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. OBS just really wants me to go get a drink.
Yep.
You rolled a 1 on whether it was him that set the fire.
Yeah, on the insight check.
Yeah, and
So,
he
go
said
ahead.
no. Seems truthful.
If I can insight that again, I will.
Go
But
for
I
it.
just rolled one.
What'd you roll?
Well, I rolled that 17 earlier.
Oh, yeah, you can go for it if you want.
It seemed like he was going to say something else, so I'll give him a moment to clarify.
Natural one.
No one knows.
He says, it's funny you mentioned that fire. That is what Yender and I fought about the last time I saw her.
Do you mean?
I didn't set that fire. But Yendra was convinced I did. Thinks there's something else going on here. She took off.
Was Leonard one of yours?
I don't know who that is.
I squint hard.
You can
at
just
him.
keep your one if you want.
Yeah, I'll just keep the one. I can't tell this guy.
I'm sitting back here with Zarik, and I'm like, this guy doesn't seem all that bad.
Yeah, to the three of you who don't know him, he does seem like a very friendly elf. Very friendly, kind of a fatherly elf.
I will agree with you.
Okay, I was just making sure.
He says, I'm glad you found some friends. I was worried you were off on your own, and it's never safe, especially out in away from these cities. It's not safe. Eru, you know this guy's he's over 100. He's one of the older elves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not like super old
Okay, I was about to say
for an elf.
over 100. If like everyone's
In,
living to be
in this
100.
world, over 100 is really old.
Yeah.
People are just now starting to get.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to be looking pretty old though, right?
No, he looks like he's 55 human age.
Okay.
Looks like me.
I'll just be staring at him, trying to figure this out, and eventually I will just say, if I come across Yendra, I will say hello for you. But you can keep your gold. And if anyone here or their families end up hurt, and I find out it was you, we are done.
I don't know where you get these ideas from, Triven. It would never hurt anyone's families.
You're already holding someone's family.
He's not important to you, is he?
What if he became important to me?
Then we can talk. I want to make sure you're happy and you're safe. And I want to make sure Yendra is safe. And I can't trust some of my people in Port Illidan. I need you.
What do you know about this Mac or Laryl guy that's here?
He runs the local establishment. Keeps
don't
things
like
in
him.
order. He can be a little heavy-handed, but he gets the job done. Is there something you want me to say to him other than Triven doesn't like you?
Maybe not be so shady. It's pretty weird.
Things are a little more tighter run here in this town. So he can't be as he needs to be a little more secretive than some other places.
I understand being secretive to the outside. But he knew he was talking to me. And I just wanted some answers about you.
I think he was trying to take advantage of the situation.
Obviously.
He had you.
That's why I don't like him. Does he work for you?
He does.
Or is he an equal to you?
He
And
works for
since
him.
I've recently found out that the bond is much bigger than I originally knew.
Oh? We have fingers in every in a few of the pots around the world.
Do they all report to you? Or do you report to someone else?
I'm in charge. You know that.
My insight check.
Seems to be telling the truth.
You've been having a rough night here,
Oh,
bud.
man. Okay.
He says, if you don't like Laren and you want him out of here, I need a replacement. You can have the job if you want it.
I don't dislike him that much.
Or one of your friends here. It pays well. You'll never want or need again. I'm well compensated. If you think something's done wrong and you don't like the way it works, then you can set it however you want. If you go make sure Yender's okay for me and just make sure she's safe, come back, I'll set you up a place of your own if you want.
I don't want that. I want to know if Ender is okay as well. But we have other things that we need to check on. Things that we were going to do before Maya decided to threaten us.
Okay. It's good to
So
see
we'll
you
have to
again.
talk.
I hope it's not another year and a half before I see you again.
We'll see.
It was nice to meet you. Oh, and he reaches into his coat, pulls out your dagger, Eru. Says you're getting rusty, and hands it to you.
I look down and look back at him. No. Rusty indeed.
Joe was close. Joe was real close. He gets up. He leaves the bag. He doesn't.
Can I ask you a question before you leave?
He's not leaving. He's just standing. Sure. Anything.
You say you have a network of people all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear anything about the attack at the Henge of Mithra?
I've heard of refugees, and I know that the Tempest have been expanding their empire.
You have any idea where those refugees might have gone?
If it's like any other attack by the Tempests, I'm sure they're enslaved, working probably in the mountains or working the fields. They conquered those farmlands, so I'm sure they're working them in those fields. The lizard folk are not shy to slavery.
Thank you for the information.
If there's someone you need me to look up, I can try to find them for you. I don't have a strong network
I'll find them.
in that area.
I don't need to be indebted to anyone. I'm okay.
Be free.
All right. I'll find them.
It was nice to meet you all. Triven, we'll meet again, I hope.
Certainly seems that we will meet whenever you want to.
I hope next time it's when you want to. And he stands up. He doesn't start to walk away. He just stands up. He's just looking at you.
Do you know any other people that Yendra might know?
Everyone I know that
me.
Everyone I know that knew Yendra is in Treskwood. She ran off and caught a boat and last I heard she was spotted in Port Illidan 3 weeks ago. And I worry because there's been some... Port Illidan isn't the most stable of cities anymore with the refugees and the attacks. and there's been some abductions and crime and murders in that city that I worry about. I'm sure Yender can take care of herself, but I worry since she's gone.
Port Illidan, is that going to be on the way to the Hinge if we go?
Yeah, it's the port city.
Do
It's
I
the port city that
Okay.
Joe would have come from to get to where the start of the campaign was. Port Illidan is the western coast, the western port of the Emir Empire, the human empire.
Okay. Well, I think we are headed that way anyway.
He says, I'll take this to Laren. He grabs a bag. He said, if you need it, it's yours.
I'll look at Saren. If your family is displaced, would they need this?
We'll find them. I don't want to take anything.
I'll look back at Elrodar. Keep it.
Slings it over his shoulder.
Got to get your boat in the morning. And I'll start walking back to the inn.
Okay.
Is he following us, or is he going a different way?
He's just standing there.
Creepy.
You see him look into the bag. But you guys walk back.
Whenever we get out of out of earshot, maybe even out of eye shot, I'll just turn to Saren and say, he could have killed us right there. Certainly could have killed me.
Kind of felt that vibe.
I need to find Yendra.
Let's go find her. We're going to there. We can kill two birds with one stone. Hopefully.
Okay.
I pray to Mithra. You know, I hope they're all right.
I do too.
Do you think he's right?
About what?
I don't attack anything, but I bear witness to a lot of carnage, a lot of pain. Does that make me just as bad?
I honestly don't know. But I do know that I fight harder to keep you from having to, because I think that it changes you. And I would prefer if you would not have to make that change.
Gonna move on. Thank you.
On our map
Back
here,
at the inn and
you guys are
Saren
right
looks
here.
for the first time. Saren feel like you can kind of see he's kind of questioning a lot of things.
As we're walking back, I'll throw my arm around his shoulders. It's gonna be all right. That went far better than I thought it was going to.
About as well as it could, I guess. That you know, that was an intimidating man.
You have no idea.
I couldn't get a read on that guy from nothing.
Yeah,
I appreciate
was
the
dreading
dice
that for quite some time.
cooperating for me tonight.
Man, it worked out just perfectly, didn't it? I was dreading that for a long time, and I don't feel so bad about it anymore. But I am worried about Yendra.
Yeah. You two pretty close.
Sort of thought of her as my sister. I was the orphanage I grew up in. She was there before me. They assigned her the same last name as me, so I always kind of tagged along with her. And then she was gone one day, and not too long after that, she brought me into the bond.
Y'all kind of ran through it together.
Yeah.
Sticky situation, but I'm glad you had somebody like that. You can call family, and everybody needs it. And you feel strongly about her, you know. I feel strongly too. She'll be like family to me, just like you are.
Appreciate that. I wasn't always sure if she thought of me the same way, but if what Elwardar says is true, then it certainly seems that way.
The fire you talk about, your other friend was killed in that, the one y'all were discussing.
Yes, there's... After leaving the bond, I sort of finally found a place to settle down. There was a woman there who took me into her inn, taught me to cook. I was starting to feel comfortable. Then one night after I was coming back from an errand, the inn was on fire and she was being carried out. I ran.
She made it out, though.
I don't think so.
Sorry to hear that, Aaron.
I was certain it was him, but now I don't know. Yendra seems to think it was him, at least through his story. Suppose if we find him, maybe we'll find out.
Happy hunting to us, I guess. Let's hope we find him.
Indeed.
Say, Airrock, you taking some good notes over there?
I was just yes, I am taking actually great notes. Do you want
You
to
know,
see?
I noticed you do. You do have your head in that book all the time. You do
Well,
drawings and things as well.
I mean, it's just easier than having to talk to people. That's for sure.
I feel that sometimes. But you know,
I got a nice...
you do miss out on a lot, you know, with your head down there all the time. It's
I
good
mean,
to
I
look
hear what
up
you're
every now and
saying.
again.
I hear what you're saying. I just, you know, it seemed very serious, and I didn't want to interrupt. I got a good drawing of Eridar, though.
You know, that's useful information. Good thinking.
I got a full sketch of his face. It'll be great. In case, I don't know, in case someone forgets what he looks like. I'm not sure. In case I forget what he looks like.
You never know.
I'll know
Let's
to
see what
avoid it.
happens.
He looks like the regal elf figure. Remember that one? You know, that one regal elf figure in this game. I'm talking about
The one that was my beggar last week.
Yeah, that
I
one.
wouldn't say that's. I wouldn't say that's how I drew him right here.
Generic, fancy elf.
That's the second time you've seen him, because I
Yeah.
disguised myself as him on the boat.
Oh, okay. I will say I drew him looking pretty old because you said he looked pretty old.
He's got some ring. Well, I mean, he old for an elf. Most elves, even when elves get old.
Adjust.
That is a white thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a quick
lose the mustache and little tuft of hair.
You don't think he needs a mustache?
My elves don't have beards.
I think a beard.
This isn't Warcraft.
Maybe a good beard.
Elves don't have facial hair.
That's right.
Everybody knows that.
That's right.
See, these are Lord of the Rings elves.
Lord of the Rings elves.
They're clean shaven.
The clean shaven.
So you guys make your way back to the inn and sleep.
I will say one thing. I was listening to you talk. You don't even know if this woman that you knew died in the fire. You didn't check. I didn't want to break up the moment. It seemed like you guys were really deep in.
No, it's a fair
right
point.
there.
I was scared and I ran. I saw her body, what looked like, but it was from a distance. It could have been fake, I suppose.
Or she could have just lived, right?
I mean, I feel like I've seen enough death to know, but it's possible, I suppose.
We know that magical healing exists, right?
Of course. It's rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. So if anyone...
Oh, okay.
Like resurrection, you mean? That kind of healing?
No. Just like if she had some burns, someone could have healed her.
I mean, you've seen Sarah do
Okay.
it.
Ostensibly, yeah.
That's not like typically used on peasants, though, right?
Right.
It's not
It's
like
very rare.
let's
Like,
run everyone
you
to
might
the local
find
priest.
someone. Yeah, you might find someone in like most of these cities have like magical locations. Most of these empires, and so there might be a magical person, a witch, or someone that knows some magic that lives out there. But you're not going to find just not commoners. People aren't going to be using mold earth to plow fields.
Oh,
That just means they're missing out. That doesn't mean
Like if they've
Mold
spent their
earth.
whole life learning, like trying to harness magic, and they get to the spell of mold earth. Well, I'm done. Time to be a farmer.
Listen, I think we
It's
talked
time
about
to
this on the
plow the field.
podcast. It's perfect. You don't have to train your whole life to learn mold earth. I came
In
up
this
with a
game,
I
whole
mean,
you do.
scheme where you
ideally in low fantasy world, I suppose. And suppose in high fantasy when everyone's magical, then yeah, that kind of breaks everything. But in where you only have a few, you've got the Gandalf and the and the occasional wizard person. Then you're not going to be spending your time helping out peasants.
Would you call Lord of the Rings low fantasy?
Low is in there's not a lot of magic, not a lot of like.
Oh, okay.
You don't have like adventures like throwing out fireballs. It's not a common thing.
I know Gandalf doesn't even really do much.
He just says, "You shall not pass," and then slams after.
Like if you were a human living in some human town in Middle Earth, you probably would go your whole life without seeing any magic.
Yep. He mainly just casts telekinesis and speak with animals.
He
I mean, he
cast,
did
he
cast
cast
Shatter.
light.
He cast
Yeah.
his shatter.
He
He
did
gets
cast
light. He's the same. He's on the same power level as the Balrog, so that's why he won that. That's why he was able to fight him.
The Balrog.
Anyways, the Balrog. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. It seems like maybe as part of this adventure we're going on, do we just go back there to see if she lived? Totally up to you. Totally up to you. I don't want to push the subject. You know what? I think I'm going to walk away now.
Well, hang on now. You stick in this conversation. You're doing a great job.
It looks like he doesn't want to answer, and I feel uncomfortable.
I do want to know now, and now that I know I can sort of freely go back, but we have more pressing things going on at the moment. But it's a fair point. I'll add it to the list of things to do.
I'll show some things on the map here before we break. So you guys are here right now.
Okay.
You came from. This is Port Lalon, where the campaign started. You can I just move it? This is where Steam Cliff is in Rythed, right there. You've got like this little the place you just came from, like where Rogar is. That's right down here next to where you just came from, and you're going to Port Illidan, which is up here.
Illidan?
Illidan.
And the
Are we
hinge
not prepared?
is
The hinge
Over
is
here?
like right. No, it's like right
Oh, it's
in the middle.
okay.
Is all
Um,
that owned by the same empire?
You are not prepared.
This is all Port. Well, so it was one big chunk. Emir owned it, but they've been attacked by Tempest, the lizard folk. So you don't know how the degree of it, but there's some changing going on over there. The Fireburn was in Ulfray, right over here in up this way. Out this way. I don't remember which one of these towns, but one of these towns over here.
I think it was the port one.
Oh, you were living in Ulfray?
Yeah, whatever that one right there is called. Yeah.
Yeah, that one where the burning happened.
Oh, okay.
Eru is from here.
Gotcha.
Okay, break time.
Water.
Get some water.
That's right.
Water Island.
We're back.
From outer space.
I think that movie was good. It's just the problem was the CGI.
What movie we talking about?
The Hobbit.
Like
I thought they were pretty good.
like
It's
the
just
first
the
one a
CGI. CGI was just bad.
I've only
I liked
watched
all the
it
Gandalf quotes. Those are like the best part of the movie.
That was a. I think the last one was a good example of like you like action. But action needs to have like a purpose. And it feels like the second or the third movie was just action, just for action.
I don't know. John Wick's just action,
These
just
Star
for
Trek
action.
movies.
That's
Like it was hard to, it was hard to follow like a story because all it was just fighting and some ridiculous Legolas bouncing around.
Yeah, they make Legolas do so much in those.
Legolas and girl
And he
Legolas.
looks so much visibly older than he did in Lord of the Rings, just because, a factor of time.
Yeah.
But like he's supposed to be this ageless young elf, and he shows up, and you're like, you don't.
He was
look
young,
very
and in
ageless.
Lord of the Rings, he was what? He was he
was
20 or something like that? He
early
was super
20s,
young.
Yeah. But by the time The Hobbit came out, he's like 40.
Yeah.
Yep, you're just gonna have to start casting Paul Rudd as all your things if you're gonna have to go backwards in
real.
time. It's like he looks exactly the same.
It's funny. That's what I always see about like you get a 300-page book, 3 movies out of it. But I see a lot of like big Lord of the Rings fans that are fans of the books are wish that there had been more movies for each book because there's so much in each book that they've crammed it all into one movie.
Yeah.
I would have preferred 1 2.5 or 3 hour long Hobbit movie that covered the whole book. That would have been fine.
Yeah, it's a pretty short book.
Yeah, it is very short. Most of the things that are in the movie were like 1 paragraph or like one little side thing that they turned into an entire.
The first movie was pretty close. Like, they stuck with it pretty well. And then like by the time you get to the second movie, you're already halfway through the book. There's not that
like
much.
The studio went, you think you could make this 3 instead of 2?
Yeah.
And they went, I mean, yeah.
Enough money, I can make it 5.
I can make this a quadrilogy.
We can do Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Part 1, 2, and 3 if we wanted to.
Yeah. Let's go back and remake these things.
Okay, you guys are in Lissarat, the port town here on the eastern coast of the Elf Island. It's late at night, and you're getting ready for bed, I guess. The night is peaceful. Morning comes peacefully. What do you want to do?
Take it easy so I can get a long rest.
Yep, that's the plan.
I'll walk to the boat and just sit down if we're going.
If we can get a long rest on a boat, then we can go. Otherwise, I will hang out for the full 24
You can get a
hours.
long rest on a boat as long as you get a cabin and not a hammock. Well, not like not like a general quarters kind of a like a.
I could get a long rest in a
But
hammock.
some like a boat cabin that has like beds and things. You can, if you pay the money, you can get it.
We just
How
take
much
the
is that?
time and go.
Yeah,
another
I
day.
mean, I have no. Yeah, I'll just go tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's
How
take
much for
the
the
time.
inn again? For one more night?
Are
for
we
the
not in
inn?
a? I feel like we should be in a hurry.
I mean,
out of
3 weeks
character?
ago was the last thing they heard. I don't feel like an extra day is gonna.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was like, isn't his family like dying? Oh, 3 weeks ago, they're probably already dead.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago. There may or may not be anything that we can do.
Okay.
And I'd rather make sure that our healer has spell slots before we head out.
You're in luck because you go down to the docks just to figure out a boat. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? We should figure this before we decide days. Do you want to just get a boat to Port Illidan?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a transport coming in tomorrow, conveniently. That is sailing from
that.
here to it's going from here to Port Illidan by way of Porsus, which is a merfolk town in the ocean.
Can we change the name of this city? It's like, is there? All I can think of is World of Warcraft every time you say that.
Which one?
Well, not
Illidan.
Oh,
All I can
Illidan.
think of is you
Hey,
are not prepared
blame,
every time.
Blame Joe. He's the one who named it.
I did name it.
Every time you
And
say
you know
it,
what?
I'm
I
like,
never played World of Warcraft, so I didn't use that name. So
I know that's
You can get
fine.
on
But
outta
every
here.
time he says it, I'm like, are we prepared to go to Illidan?
I think it's
okay. So yeah, how much passage on that?
That one is going to be 5 gold apiece.
Oh, yowza. Okay.
You can get a No, that one doesn't have it. So that one just has you get your own cargo, or you get your own room, and
5 gold.
Yeah, 5 gold each.
Oh.
And it's like more of a transport, but it does haul people. It has a passenger. The dock worker tells you it can handle a few passengers. Mostly it's just a cargo ship, but it does have quarters. It's a long trip.
Nice.
It's
Let's go ahead and check it out.
I think it's like
I'll
a
pay for
week.
that.
Okay.
Totally.
I do want the nice room. What's the nice room? Is that the nice room? 5 gold?
Well, they he says you'll have to talk with the captain when you get there.
Oh.
Is that the only option that's leaving soon for
That's
Florida?
that's the next one.
Okay.
There's really
that's
not really
the plan,
any direct routes going from here to there. You might be able to find one. Also, you're crossing the ocean, so you might be able to find one that goes back over to Port Leilon and then up the coast. But in the end, it'll probably take longer.
This one's Illidan right here.
You'd have a big layover in Port Leilon if you did it that way.
We have a big layover. The boat's gonna get broken. We're gonna land. We're gonna get there, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, the rudder on the ship is broken. It's gonna take 2 hours to fix this. You can't leave your seats though."
The 5 gold
planes-
does include food and drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll just go with that.
All right, 5 gold it is. We'll get one more night at this inn, and then we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
This inn was I think it was 5 silver for the room.
For the room, but there was like 3 beds in it, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to get 2 rooms.
Oh yeah, you did have 2 rooms.
I'll pay for one of them.
I'll be in that room.
I'll stay in my own room. That's fine.
Okay.
Aerock
we are
likes
just
the
chilling out.
space.
I do.
I'm just
I
gonna
do,
sit
Yes.
for the rest of the night before I meditate and sort of reflect on the meeting and just sort of go back over it in my head. Did anything seem out of place? Am I left with a weird feeling about that?
Nothing out of the ordinary from what you know of him. He always kind of puts on he's a friendly guy. Just don't get on his bad side, basically.
Was it unusual that he took the gold bag instead of having us deliver it in person?
Yeah. And he can do he can be the stick, whatever, the club, of the organization if he needs to be. But typically he has other folks do that work for him. So he can be the face and the welcome you in. I'm a friendly guy. That makes sense.
Can I figure out why he would make that delivery instead of having me do it?
Sure. You can roll an insight. I'll give you what you roll.
See, when I'm away from him, I'm a little better about it.
He did seem generally concerned. You don't know if it was about you or about Yendra or something else. But he did seem like he cared. And so he was being nice.
So he was just like taking that off my plate for me?
Yeah. You told him you didn't like him, and so he was maybe a peace offering or something along with it.
Yeah, he genuinely seems like a pretty good guy.
I know all about that. Okay. I will go ahead and meditate for the 4 hours and then be back up shuffling cards.
I'm not sure what Isaac means by that, but I assume it means that Isaac's normally a nice guy, but behind the scenes, he's like slamming doors on people and tripping people as they go walking by.
Yeah.
Giving the cashier the stink eye whenever she doesn't give him the right change back. He's that guy. But when you talk to him, he's the friendliest guy ever.
He's just like the deep cuts guy. He waits for you to do something wrong, and then like a year after you do it, you like remember that one.
Oh no, I have a memory like that. There's
And
a
you're
guy
like-
that still owes me
you're like,
$1 from
"God
school.
dang it." That.
I only remember because I was like, this guy's never going to pay me back, and he never did.
Was it me? Is this your way of saying me?
No, it was college. It was
Oh, okay,
college.
okay. I went to college with you.
California college.
He's saying you owe him $1.
Yep, that was his sly way of sliding in there. There was this kid back in school.
It was,
Yeah.
One
man,
day
he
on the
was-
playground, he punched me.
I bought
I'll
him
never
a chocolate
forget-
milk. Said he'd buy me one.
The thing is, I didn't really like him, and he was like, "Hey, can I get a $1 for the vending machine?" I was like,
No.
and he's like, "I'll pay you back." I was like, "All right," and I was like, "I'm never getting this back," and I never did.
You're too nice. I'd have been like, nah, dude, I ain't got no money for the vending machine.
Well, there you go.
It was a lot easier for me because I was like, why would I carry cash? That's been my whole life.
I carried cash for the vending machine.
Now you can just use your card on the vending machine.
Yeah, now
Yep,
you just use your
yep.
credit card on the vending machine. Like, nah, dude, I ain't giving you no money. I don't even like your ass.
All right, so I keep an eye out, and while I'm sort of thinking about that, then I do the meditation, and then I'm back up and watching.
Okay. The only thing of note for the day, as you guys are hanging out here and getting your long rest, is you notice like the guy that runs the other inn that was really kind of a jerk to you. A boat comes in that has some travelers that are wearing some Lisserat garb, and he's very, very friendly to them. He was just kind of
jerk.
he was just a jerk to you, and you kind of get that feeling in town that like just sort of sitting and kind of watching things go by. The town they like the visitors and the tourists that are here for Lisserat or whatever else, but the adventurers, the folks that come in, and you see someone come in with some armor and some weapons, sailing in on a boat, human, and you see he gets the same attention as you guys did when you came in. He doesn't seem to get the friendly hellos and doesn't get the greetings like other folks here.
I just want to say, most of the time I'm not wearing armor, and I don't carry a weapon. I look like
I mean,
a pretty
you're-
normal guy.
You guys are very clearly, you may not, but you guys are very clearly adventurers.
Yeah.
It's not much hiding that.
That's why I have the 2 models.
So over the course of the day, I'll somehow, at some point, I'll go find Saren. Say, so you've met him now. You know the sphere of influence he has, the amount of information he has access to. And now I know that he's not going to kill me on sight. But I'd be a fool to not take advantage.
Take advantage of him.
Take advantage of the information. If it helps us find your family if we need it.
I don't want to do it that way. He seems like the kind of guy that if he does a favor for you, he expects something in return. He might not say it outright like that, but I feel like if I take something from him, one day he'll come calling. And
It is likely.
I'm not willing to pay that price. I'll find him. I know I can. Mithra will help me.
Okay. That's all I had for that.
Okay, day goes on peaceful. Night is uneventful. Next morning comes in. You know the ship, the Sandy Key, is arriving first thing in the morning. That's key spelled Quay.
Q-U-A-Y.
Yeah, that kind of key. I spent
We get our long rest?
more time. Yeah, you get it. More time trying to come up with the stupid boat names than anything else tonight. Trying for things.
All that role playing, I winged that, but the boat name,
I've had 2 weeks to think about how you're going to talk with what's his face.
couldn't even remember his name right there.
That's the real reason why we did the one shot. He had to think of perfect way.
Yeah, I didn't come up with a
You had
boat
to think
name,
of the
so
perfect boat name. Yeah.
Well,
this is why I normally don't come up with names until they spring up on me. So I just have a name list. I'm like, I'm not gonna
That's a
spend
smart way to
20
do it.
minutes trying to come up with a name. I'll just yank it from the list when it comes up. Otherwise, your boat would have been called the Cobb or something.
the Cobb.
The Cobb. That's a good boat name, though.
I agree.
Well, the Sandy Key is coming in first thing in the morning.
The
And,
SS Cobb. It's a boat name. You need to add SS.
So you guys get your rest. And by the way, you will level up after this. I forgot to tell you this before to get you prepared, but after this, we'll level up. After tonight.
Yeah.
So you got the Sandy Key comes in, and it's here first thing in the morning, and captained by Captain Gezron, a half-orc, who's standing at the plank.
Gangplank.
Yeah, bringing some passengers. You got a few other passengers there with you that are boarding as you guys are getting on. He's taking your 5 gold apiece. You get in there, and he's got one cabin that'll fit all of you available.
5 gold apiece. I don't even get my own cabin.
Says you get passage, and you get food, and you get drink, and you get company.
You sound genuinely sad about that. I don't even get my own cabin.
Says this is Gezron speaking, half orc, says I can sell all 5 to 5 different people, or I can sell all 5 to you.
We'll take all 5.
We'll take it.
Welcome aboard. And you guys
Here's
step
your gold.
on board, 5 gold apiece.
That off. Inventory.
Says we'll be there in about a week. We're gonna stop for one day in Porsus. We got a passenger to pick up there. Do a little trade, and then on to Port Illidan. I expect no funny business, but you're free to move about the ship as you please. Just stay out of the captain's cabin, and we're happy.
This is gonna be a real boring trip with no funny business.
He says dinner's at 8.
You hear that, Airrock? No laughing. I know I catch you doing that all the time, so you watch it.
I'll try my best.
He takes the gold from the next person behind you.
I'll give him a nod.
And I have a boat for you.
Oh, sweet.
I don't even want to see it.
I'm gonna look over to Krog and go, Krog, your upset stomach's really gonna have a hard time on these waters, so
Yeah.
just prepare yourself.
Does this man get seasickness? He seems to be sick a lot. I've only been with you guys for like a week, and he's already been gone 2 times.
I'm going to be
The
in the
same
cabin
tummy
the
ache.
whole time, I think.
I'm gonna...
Don't talk to me. My stomach hurts.
We should
Just-
really check to make sure he doesn't have one of those eggs in his belly.
Just
or
pretend that I'm not here. Okay. I need my bird sounds and all that. Let me get you guys summoned over here. I'll see the boat. It's a big boat, and they're loading some cargo as
wow.
well as the people.
Whoa!
Oh
Ooh.
my god.
It is a big boat.
That is a big old boat.
Couple of
You know,
You guys
things.
are playing.
Mhm.
As
See,
big as this boat
Mm-hmm.
is, I still have to share a room with you guys.
While we were still at port there, did I notice anyone following us around? And does it look like anyone is keeping an eye on us as we board this boat or as we are on the boat?
Perception check.
Go over there. There we go. Into the drink with ye.
you know what's nice about this boat? I can move
21.
around freely without it lagging.
No,
Take notes,
you
Isaac.
It is very peaceful. No one pays any attention to you. It's an uneventful day.
Okay.
Okay, so you board the ship. Tells you dinner's at 8. You were there with a few other crewmen. There's about a dozen crewmen that you see working the ship at the moment on deck. Let me point some things out to you on the ship here.
This ship's going to be important.
Big ship. yeah, so you've
I
got.
mean, look at it.
Look at this giant dinghy.
I know.
I
Check it
know.
out.
That's really cool, actually.
So
Made out of sand, made out of sandy parts.
the top deck you can see is the captain's quarters and the captain's office and I don't know what you call it. What do you call the captain's? The captain's area. So that's what he behind the wheel there is his domain. He's which he tells you to stay away from that basically, but everything else is free to walk around. You've got the next deck down. You've got all the passenger quarters, and with you guys, you've got there's a gnome with you. There's a couple. There's 3 humans. There's 4 humans actually. You've got a Goliath that you see on board, and a Furbolg also on board. This that is all passengers on this ship, filling up the rest of the quarters.
I'm gonna assume that there's no cannons in our passenger room, like in this boat.
Is that a cannon? Oh,
yeah,
it
there
cannon,
is a there's cannons.
Oh, I had to
right-
modify
right,
a couple of
covering
those to
up
make
the
sure I had a
bed.
good room.
Guys, we got the room with the cannon.
I must have had it.
Wow, a cannon.
I must have had it cut to where I couldn't see that because I cleared everything out of the room. I guess I missed that. Yeah, you got a cannon in there.
There's 2 rooms with cannons in them.
This
Yeah.
is going to be the best boat trip ever.
So the room.
You know what? I'm even more disappointed in this room. A cannon takes up a quarter of the bed.
So the red beds with the 5, that's your room over there. You got a desk in there. You got a chest to store your stuff. It's got a lock on it. And in through the doors there is a table here, which has more chairs than it looks like, which is sort of your dining room table. And the rundown you get, one of the humans comes up. I said 4 humans. 2 human passengers are in that group. Not 4, for 2 of them. But one of the humans that is working the boat comes up to you and kind of gives you the rundown about dinner. And we all eat then. You either eat then or you don't eat then. You get lunch. You get breakfast. You're free to run around, and that kind of thing. Just a kind of a typical sailor first mate kind of guy. Down below, you've got cargo, and all the crew quarters are down there. There are cannons on this boat. Talespire just crashed on me.
GG.
You got cannons down there, but mostly it's just crew deck. And then down below is cargo bay, which is full of cargo. And, full of cargo. That's...
I want to make sure when you say
Period.
cannon, I want to hear, is it gunpowdered cannons that shoot cannonballs?
No, the cannon printers. A lot of inkjet printers down there.
And they,
Let me
and
tell
they
you about
shoot,
the picoliters.
They shoot cannon squares, not cannon balls.
You got a separate cartridge. You got actually different ink. You got a black ink cartridge. You got a magenta, and you got a cyan. You got to load each one individually.
Yeah. Man.
And the cartridges are a lot cheaper because you're not replacing the print head every time.
But you'll find out that you typically run out of the same one about the same time. So you're not sure if it really saves you any money or not. So Isaac and I
Especially not on
worked
those
at Best
HP
Buy, and this is what we were
We
told.
had a cannon rep. that was
Every
there all
single
the
day
time.
we were told the same spiel from our cannon rep.
You played fantasy football with us for a while.
Yep. I helped him move.
Oh, did you?
Thanks for helping me move my house. Now let me tell you about cannon printers.
He had a lot of cannon printers in his house. Just gave him printers, I guess.
He was super into it. Like,
Yeah.
You want to know why he had more cannon printers than he did anything else? Because it was cheaper to buy a whole cannon printer than it was to buy 4 new ink cartridges for a cannon printer.
He eventually got hired
I
by
did
Best
that
Buy.
a couple of times.
Side
Did
note.
he?
Yeah. I think Canon
we had the
got rid of the rep. They got rid of his job basically. And I think Best Buy hired
yeah.
him. Anyway,
The HP rep. He seemed like grumpier than Song.
oh, he was great.
He was always like, Song doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, those are my favorite people. There were the reps.
You want a T-shirt? Yes, I do.
You want a
I would
cannon
love
t-shirt?
a T-shirt.
There is
I got one of those. Yeah. Okay.
There is a brig. Sorry, there is a brig down here, and I got all kinds of HP stuff. They were never my size though, always extra large. There is a brig downstairs right now. It's fuel. There is a like a chest in there, enclosed up, but there's nothing. And you kind of notice looking at this that it does seem to be kind of built as like a warship, but clearly it's not a warship anymore.
So it's retired.
What?
It's retired.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you've got about, I think it's about 2 days to get to Porsus. And in those first 2 days, if anything you want to do, let me know if there's anything out of the ordinary that you want to do on your boat. But you do get a breakfast, and you get a lunch, and you get a dinner. They're all served by this human named Susanna. And she helps cook, and she also serves it. She's not the cook, but she's one of the cooks. At the table, everyone kind of meets at the same time. You guys are kind of all in the back quarters back there. And so I'm going to run down who you meet at this, on this
Ooh, this is like Orient Express.
It
Murder
is.
aboard Orient Express.
It is. This. I'm trying something different here, so stick with me. So you meet Ianlin, this gnome. He's a barber, and he tells you all about his barbering stories. He offers to cut your hair, trim your arm hair if you need it. He offers to Krog, but he never sees Krog. Krog's always in his room.
I stand up and I just walk out of the room.
You see old Jen Shai, who's a human.
Jen Shai?
Jen Shai, Lily, and Rowan are all three together. They're all humans. Jen Shai is a human. He has a like a little lute that he always has strummed to himself.
Wait. Rowan. We just found a Rowan. Who is the other Rowan?
Oh yeah, this is different. Let me change this guy's name.
rowing
We
this
did
boat.
just have a Rowan. Let me call him. We'll call him Roland. Roland
Oh, very, very clever.
with an L and a D. Roland. I forgot we did have a
Roland.
Well, it was because it was ROEN before.
He makes musical equipment.
So Jen Shai is
like
the
that
musician.
shows.
He's the lute. You've got Lily. She stands out because she's pretty young and she's also bald. She's very quiet as well. And she doesn't really say much at all while you guys are eating. The gnome does a lot of talking.
Good.
Jen Shai offers to play some tunes, and he's always strumming away a little bit on his lute that he has. A lute's like a little strummed instrument, right? Not a harp kind of thing. Okay.
Who made that? Who
It's
made
like
that?
a mandolin.
Okay. You've got those are and Roland is the other human there. Susanna is serving the food. You've got a Goliath there, kind of a gold-skinned Goliath, which you notice never eats anything. Hasn't eaten breakfast, didn't eat lunch, didn't eat dinner. Goliath, big Goliath. Her name is Heartshaker, and but she chats occasionally to the humans, but doesn't really say much. She never eats anything. She always just like takes the food, but never eats it. And you've got Elwindith is the Furbolg. Furbolg likes to talk. The one thing you noticeable about the Furbolg is the Furbolg has a very nice warhammer on her back. And the Captain Gezron, always eats with you guys. And mostly it's just chit-chat. You know that Roland is fascinated with the crystal shoals, which you guys are supposed to be seeing here in a few days, not too far from the Mermaid Lands. It's supposed to be beautiful. So he's excited about that. He says he's made this trip a couple times just to see the shoals. Lily, again, is very quiet and seems a little sad. Denshai, of course, just plays with the lute, but there's something disturbed. Something's bothering him, you can tell. And Yanlin just likes to talk about hair, for the most part. So your first 3 days are just small chit-chats, just about nothing really that stands out. If you have anything in particular you want to talk about these folks with it, but there's nothing really that stands out other than a couple things that I said before. Gezron's a very kind half-orc captain, and he pretends to take interest in the annoying chit-chat that the crew is making. But he pretends to make interest. He acts like he cares about what the gnome is talking about. He listens like he cares about what the bard is playing. And you've got 3 days of relative peace. Let me know if you want to keep if you want to have like a watch, or if you want someone to walk around on deck, or you want to go anywhere on deck in particular, or under ship, or search anything, or you pretty much have the lay of the land. There's always about a dozen crewmen on this ship that are running the sails, and between Gezron and the first mate of Frantic, who is a human, they're the two that basically run the show. You've got a guard. At night, the ship seems to kind of run itself, and for anyone that's up, and you see a couple of the humans that hang out at night. Roland likes to hang out at night, but that's about it. But
Do
you
they have any
Um,
like dummies in the ship?
training dummies?
Yeah.
No.
Is there anything I can use for training?
You can spar with someone. Go ahead.
This is only going to take a couple of days to get the first place, and then it's going to take like a lot longer to get the second
Another
place. Is that what I
5 to get to Illidan.
Okay.
What
Yep.
was the bald woman's name again?
Her name is Lily.
Okay, I had it down correctly. I was just making sure.
During the daytime, I'll go up to a crow's nest and keep watch, and I'll keep watch of the deck and the crew too.
Okay.
Just kind of going back and forth, scanning the horizon and scanning down below and seeing what everyone's doing.
Pretty ordinary
Good
business. Gezron tells you at lunch. He tells you that you may notice this ship. Wrong voice. You may notice this ship is pretty well armed. We got cannons. We don't use them, but we keep them on there to scare away any pirates. There's some dangerous spots around Dreadsilt, but this keeps them at bay. Well, I used to serve the Emir Navy during the war with the with your kind, and he points to the elf. He says, "But we're over that now." And
You ever run into Tona out here?
I don't know what that is. What's that?
Well, I guess you are fortunate not to have run into it. It's on one of our trips. We was a ship that came out of the water. It had some nasty creatures aboard.
Wow. I've seen some strange things out here, but no underwater ships.
They said it was led by some kind of necromancer.
Necromancers. I haven't seen any of them.
Well, good for us then.
I want you to make sure, I don't want anyone here being worried about any necromancers. None of that's on this voyage. Just be nice and peaceful. Nothing to get worked up about.
You're really selling it.
He says, you just stay at ease, eat your food, and I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
I'm gonna fight the Furbolg. I'm gonna like train with the Furbolg. Furbolg.
The Furbolg,
If she
Roll-
accepts.
yeah, she doesn't seem too keen on it. But if you want to try to persuade her, she may.
I'll try to persuade her. But you know what? I'm gonna try and intimidate her into joining.
Okay.
this little like 3.5 foot going up to a 7 foot for
She's 7'8".
Look at that.
Okay. She looks at
I'm
you.
just gonna start talking trash.
She's like, "You tough one? What are you trying to do here? You want to fight?"
I think me and you should train. Get our strength up.
Well, okay. You don't have to be so mean about it. Well, it can go on. I get you're tough. And she slowly kind of lumbers out. Eru, as you're sitting at the table and you see her, you see Zarik talking to her, and she kind of looks back. There's something about the way that she looks at Zarik that you recognize as a look of someone who just she's aware of her surroundings. And you notice that she's putting on kind of this image of just a helpless Furbolg, but she's capable. She also has a warhammer, and this is a very nice looking warhammer on her back. Yeah, but so she said, "Well, can we finish lunch, and then we'll go out and hit each other or whatever you want to do."
I'll nod. Cirque nods.
Okay. She eats her food. And your first 3 days.
I'll talk to Genshai.
Okay.
Where did you learn to play that?
Well, in my my younger days, I used to travel around a little bit. I grew up in Amir, and well, I traveled. I found this in the Goblin lands, if you believe that. And goblins, they make all kinds of instruments. And I bought this one while I was there. There was a fella there named Rin, taught me how to play it. And then just kind of traveling around ever since. Me and a buddy of mine used to travel around. And well, he's not here anymore. At least I don't think so.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Just I don't really like talking about it, but just an unfortunate incident in one of our travels.
And this, did he give a name for that? Just a friend?
He just said friend.
What, you are traveling with those two over there?
Well, we met at Fort the other Elven Fort, just up the coast there. The next town up on the coast of the Elven Island. But yeah, we met there, and we met at a tavern, and we heard there's a lot of trouble. A lot of folk are in trouble in Amir, and we figure we do what we can to go. Well, see if we can help out, I suppose.
So this is your return trip to Amir. You've been there before, right?
Mm-hmm. Been a while.
Have they been there before?
I think Roland's been there. Yeah.
And what about Lily? She doesn't say much.
Yeah, she's had a rough time, but she's nice once you get to talk to her.
And you're going to help people? Are you all in what? Are you capable fighters, or are you?
Well, I got my music, and I hope that'll bring some joy to the folks there. From what I understand, a lot of despair over there. That's how I met those two.
I'll try to talk to Lily as well.
Okay.
Just go up and say hello.
She says, she just nods to you. And nods to you. She like glances to Roland and looks back down.
How long has Jinshai been getting better since you've known him, or is his lute playing like good, or is he just sort of picking?
He's just picking at it. He's not playing anything.
Has he gotten any better than that, or has he always been?
She just nods. He's good. Oh, who did we lose?
Eric's gone. He's out of here. I'll try to engage her in chit chat. If she's not biting, I'll just continue eating.
She's just
Can I
like
see the other guy playing the instrument.
kind of nodding with you. Yeah, you're all there at the table.
I'm gonna pull out my banjo.
Okay.
Oh boy!
And I'm gonna try and play along with him.
Where were you keeping that? I've never seen you.
Give me a performance check. We'll never get to roll those.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
No bards in the party.
Guidance is going to be this is a longer time thing.
Okay.
I guess you can do it for your first few strums. You can say you can do that for your tuning.
Ooh, 15.
Oh yeah, you and he got a good roll too. So you two are strumming away. He's bobbing his head as he's getting into it.
As I'm playing, because it's part of my bard thing, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and just make the glowy hand dance around and float through the air to the song.
Okay. The captain is watching all this, and he leans over He says, "Where'd you learn how to do that?"
Oh, I just picked up a few things. I kind of got into playing music whenever I was younger, and quit playing for a really long time. But we were out doing some things and had some free time and found some equipment, and I was able to get this thrown together. And ever since, been trying to pick it back up.
Well, if you ask me, and this is the guy playing. We're gonna be good friends. We should this be a nice easy trip.
Yeah, good entertainment. Music's always nice. It goes with the sound of the waves too.
Do I know, like, is there any assumptions that I would make about, like a bald human?
Give me a history check.
I think he wants to do a medicine check.
Did she have cancer?
There's some orders, magic orders around, and some of them have some traditions, and that certainly could fit that.
I'll ask her on one of these days. I'll be like, "Are you I don't mean to sound imposing or rude, but are you a member of a magical order of some kind?"
No. Give me a perception check.
Perception check. 15.
You can just. She's very guarded. Like, especially when you talk to her, she really kind of shrinks up, and she's very closed off. And when you talk, every time you say it, she kind of shrinks even further.
Do you have you seen magic before?
Yeah.
Can you do any yourself?
No. She's like, "I'd like to just eat. That's okay with you."
Sure. Sorry. I will let her eat.
Okay. Gezeron tells you guys your first stop is here in Porsus, and sometimes there's passengers coming from there. Asked if anyone's ever been to one of the merfolk towns. Since they're a sight, and not often you get a passenger from there, but we do some trade from time to time. They make these crafts that the humans and you elves you just love that stuff. And you are picking up this guy. He fought in a war against the elves, and you can see there's a little bit of grumpiness there in his voice when he looks at you, Eru. But typically, he's a pretty kind guy.
So we're gonna stop in this port. How long are we gonna be here?
Oh, just a couple hours, just enough to unload and reload.
Perfect. I'm gonna go look for a couple of things.
How is this? Because this is an underwater city, right?
There's these it's kind of attached to these shoals, these crystal shoals, where part of the town is sticks out of the water sometimes.
I'll stay on the boat.
He says, "Yeah, I don't know how long you can hold your breath, but it's not much of a sight for us. I mean,
I'll stay on the boat, I think.
You can hop off if you want, but you got to be back. I'm not waiting for you. I already got your gold." He said, "I'm just kidding. But don't hold us up, please.
Sure.
So most of the city's underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, merfolk. Apparently got a big empire down there.
I don't think I can hold my breath very long.
Well, doesn't sound like it'd be a good place for you. Not for me either. But they buy my stuff and well, make a living off of it, so they can do whatever they want.
I'll try to talk with Roland. You've seen these shoals before? They are impressive.
He says they're a sight to see. When you see this, you'll make this trip more than once. Amazing.
What's so impressive about them?
Well, when you got to hit it just the right time, but sometimes the sun hits it right. If you're lucky, you'll see some creatures, some sea creatures around there, and there's some strange stuff on that side of the world. Well, this side of the world, and that patch. I don't know what's going on over there, but there's some interesting things. Nothing frightful. Don't get scared. I see you getting scared. It's just a good sight.
What, Roland? What is it you are looking to bring to help Antamia?
Oh, I think just maybe just doing what I can to help. Always folks needing help. Apparently, I don't know if you've heard this before, but have you been to Amir? Been to Port Illidan?
I've not, correct?
Mm-mm.
No, I've never been there.
It's a sight. Not the kind of good sight like the shoals. It's a bad sight.
What do you mean?
Well, the lizards caused all this ruckus, and now you've got these refugees moving in, and the town's just overrun. And now this, last I heard, there was some sort of a murderer out striking folks. The town guard can't keep up with it. They only have so many folks that can handle it, and the town's grown a whole bunch. And
What do you mean, a murderer? Like how?
Saren, you were in Port Illidan before. It was a nice, quaint little town.
This is not the same that I remember.
So yeah, it's all over the news. They call them the silent. I don't remember what it is. Silent something.
Were you talking Fox or CNN?
So it's just off the local boy on the streets. I don't get anything from that woke news.
You gotta get into that woke news.
Woke news.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Extra, read all about it. Silent something kills again.
He says, I just hear from passerbys coming in. A lot of folks came in to Port What's His Face we just left from. We left from there, and then we came over to Lissarat to pick you folks up and do whatever the trading they need to do, and now they're heading this way.
Huh. And I'm sorry, what is it that you are offering to Amir?
Well, just help. They need it.
Okay.
I can fight if we need it. They say there's a pretty good sized reward for this fella, and I won't lie, but that's part of the reason.
That's as good a reason as any to stop someone bad.
Yeah, it'd be enough money to set me up for a long time.
What do you know about this murderer?
Well, that's what I'm hoping to find out. Apparently he stalks in the night. No one seems to be able to catch this fella. He's I don't know if he's invisible or what kind of monster he is, but he's something.
Well, I might just be your man because I cast a spell where I could see people that are invisible.
Oh, you'll be a good help there then.
I plan on how to catch this guy.
Oh yeah, well let's hear it.
We use Eric. We use A-Rock.
He rocks with us.
I'm like not even around this conversation, and I hear it from the back of the boat, and I poke my head around. I'm like, I heard my name mentioned.
Use A-Rock. Since you can take off his armor at will, basically. We can use that to our advantage. Maybe we can cast like magic fella here can cast a spell.
You want to bait?
To
You
track
want to
him.
use me as bait?
You can stand for yourself. It's just a murderer.
Just
Wait a second. What?
What?
You know what I think it is? Genshai speaks up. I think it's a ghost. They're out there terrorizing. Who knows what they do? You know, no one can see them. And when they've been dead so long, they're just like nothing. They can slide around. They can haunt you. And
Have you ever actually been haunted?
why you ask?
Because you're making ridiculous claims about ghosts.
You don't know anything. Unless you can see him getting kind of stirred up by this.
We've had our run-ins with ghosts, but
Well, then you
Nothing.
know. They can mess things up, and I don't want to mess with them.
ours just kind of stood there and looked out at nothing.
They're crazy. One day it's your
What is
best
them?
friend, the next day they don't know who you are.
Wait, the ghost is your best friend?
No, when they're alive.
Oh,
They're alive, then they die, and then they're this crazy ghost that's terrorizing.
Well, I mean, what would you do if you died?
Well, I wouldn't terrorize my best friend.
Well, let's see what happens.
Maybe you had something really important to tell your best friend, but you couldn't remember what it was.
Well, I don't know about that. I think maybe
I've
just
never.
just get away. Just stay away from him.
Yeah, I. The question still stands. Do you have first-hand experience of this?
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. What's the matter?
Oh, well, it matters a lot if you're making claims about ghosts attacking people, because that doesn't happen.
Well, I can tell you, it does happen. They'll just mess your whole life up. They may not. Well, I don't know.
You seem rather unconvincing.
Lily speaks up. She says, "Can you just leave him alone?"
I mean,
I'll walk
if
away.
he answers the question.
Roland says, "Yeah, maybe we should just change the subject."
Why don't we just stick to the music, huh?
That's a good idea. Genshai starts
I'm gonna
playing. Starts
try-
playing again, even though he's grumpy, but he kind of lifts up as he starts playing his lute again.
I want to try talking to the Forbolg.
Okay. Like, meanwhile, this whole time, the Goliath, heart shaker, just watching all this, not saying anything, not eating anything, just watching.
I ask her where she's from.
Are you gonna like yell at me again?
No, that was just for show.
Well, I'm from Treskwood.
Wood?
Yeah.
I'm
No.
from.
Seem-
I'm from Romana. That's the name of the capital, I'm pretty sure.
Everyone from Romana just yell at people they just met. You're pretty scary for a little fella, you know that?
I'd hope so.
I don't mean to have this southern accent with her, but I do. It's stuck now.
Catch.
I had to serve in the military for a good couple years.
Yeah, I never did that. Too much for me.
So it was quite the experience.
I'm not into all that marching around and stomping around and, well, marching around. That's just not my thing.
It can be adventurous.
Okay. I like the boat. If I need to go somewhere, I just get a boat. Usually there's a river somewhere, or there's a lake somewhere, or an ocean. I can get wherever I want to go. No need to walk everywhere.
I mean, I had to take a few boats for my
Plus-
trips as well.
You get to meet some new people. Okay. Your 3 days pass by uneventfully.
I do want to talk to Heartshaker too.
Okay. Okay. This will be we'll say we're at the dinner of the 3rd day. We're arriving in Porsus to kind of move us along a little bit.
Okay. I'll just go up to Heartshaker and be like, I've noticed you don't eat anything. Is that normal for you?
I eat. Just not hungry.
What do you eat?
Just this and that. I just don't
Come on.
like. I don't like stew. I don't like bread. Any food you don't like?
Sure, but
Do you eat them?
if I'm hungry enough, I would still eat it.
I got food.
Heartshaker, don't you mess around with me.
Look, I just not hungry. Just leave me alone.
No one liked my Pat Benatar reference, but that's cool. What?
I didn't even get it.
Yeah,
I get it. No, I got it now.
I can't get it because I've never
The best
seen
kind
it.
of joke is the one you have to explain after the punchline.
See, what I've never seen someone with skin like yours. It's quite beautiful. Where are you from?
From way up north.
It's your first time around here?
Yeah, well, I don't have a home anymore, and so I had to leave.
What happened to your home?
This, I don't know what it was. This creature came in and just destroyed everything. We had to run.
What
Did it
kind
have
of
red
creature?
eyes?
Yeah?
Krog!
I wish Krog was here to talk about this.
I was gonna say, is it a ghost?
What else do you know about that creature?
Only what I heard stories. This thing was like, you could look. I saw it. I still have like visions of this thing, but I can't describe it. It's I don't know. It changed me, and I think it changed a lot of people. Just this. I don't really want to talk about it, actually.
Do you get? Is that why you don't eat a whole lot? You get upset stomach.
We have
Yeah.
another Goliath
Yeah,
friend who always has an upset
sometimes,
stomach.
sometimes. Only certain kinds of food really appeal to me now.
When
If you
encounter the
could
red
go
eye
ahead
monster.
and write a list of those foods that you like, it might be a really good idea for our friend to try that.
Do you have like a food journal? You could you could let us know what your trigger foods are.
Do you
There was
use
this
MyFitnessPal?
this fella. His name was Dr. Crohn's. Says he had something similar to this, and I don't know.
You should name a disease after him.
Rough.
Okay, I just wanted to see why she wasn't eating. I got a satisfactory enough answer. And I wanted to make my Pat Benatar joke.
So you arrive that night,
Holly's explaining it now,
in
so that everyone
Porsus.
can get it.
and they unload and they load. If anyone wants to hop off, you can. So I should describe this place, I suppose. It's my job. Thanks, Trogdor. So you come into this place and you can see there's just sort of like a small island, really small island. There's no trees or anything, but it's been built up. There's houses and coral structures that have been built sort of all along this mountain. So imagine if there was a hill, shire-like, I suppose, that had houses all kind of built into it, but it was in the water. And occasionally the water went up and covered it. Occasionally went water down and uncovered it. You're kind of in the lower part right now where you can see there's a good dozen houses. It's like there's some sort of a port there. There's no docks or anything. There's a couple ships here, and it's just kind of a high spot in the ocean floor. And you can look down, and it's reasonably clear because it's not very deep, and you can see lots of life and folks moving around, merfolks moving around, swimming around.
Wait, it's not that
Lots
deep.
of fish.
It's like 10 feet deep at least, right? It's like pretty deep. If
It's like the peak of a mountain in the ocean. And so you're in deep water in the ocean right now, but there's this mountain peak that just barely sticks up out of the water. And this whole town is kind of built on the side of that, around the side of that mountain.
Man,
That way they
do
can...
these
And the captain will tell you, you know, this way, I mean, they live under the water just fine, but this way they can trade with the outside world, and they can, well, make some money and come and go and all that. Visitors can come in.
It'd be nice if they had ways that we could explore that town without being able to breathe underwater.
Yeah, do they have one of those bowls that you drink from and it makes you be able to?
You don't know about those bowls.
I never heard any of that nonsense. That sounds like something you'd find from a game or something. I mean, I don't know. That's what the top of the island here is for. It's for folk like us.
I'm gonna go to the top of this island.
Okay, well, you come back quick, okay? I don't want to wait for you.
Yes, I'll come back quickly.
As you leave, as you depart, there is a Triton, blue skin Triton, female, stepping aboard the boat. She pays up the captain. She nods to Arok. And it's kind of a pale blue color skin. Doesn't say much, but she pays up, and then the first mate shows her to her cabin, which is back there with you guys. Not in your room, but next to your room.
I'll if I see her, I'll talk to her.
She stops and
Are you
looks at you.
coming on for the rest of the trip?
Yes, my name's Layden. Who are you?
I'm Eru. I've never met a Triton before.
Well, now you have.
What's the rest of it look like down there? Is it as interesting as the top?
It's a town. And I mean, it's just underwater. Imagine if a town you probably went to was underwater. About the same. A lot of folks with tails. Merfolk. You heard of merfolk before?
I heard of them. Never met any.
You travel around here?
Not too much.
Okay.
What'd you say her name was?
Layden.
Aiden.
If you don't mind, I'd like to get packed up. Or
Sorry.
unpacked.
Yes, go. Of course. Nice to meet you.
She wants to go laid in her bed. Man, I've been on it tonight.
Pistol firing.
Pew pew pew.
Okay, you've got a little bit of time. What do you want to do, Arok, as you go in there? You've got a dock. You've got like a trade, a hub. Basically, it's like a market. This whole little top of the mountain is a market, and you can tell it doesn't always stay above the water, but normally it does. And
Everything's really moist, is what you're saying.
yeah. There's coral everywhere, and there's seagull poo on everything, but it's mostly clean when the water goes back up. I guess so. Correct me if I'm wrong. The tide, if there's like, it would cover up things like this. Am I right about my science here? It would cover, like, when the tide goes up, it would raise up. The whole ocean raises up, right? And then you go, okay, that side of the world. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Stick with what I'm saying. Occasionally it goes up, occasionally it goes down.
Some tides are greater than others. Anyways,
Talk like I'm
I'm just
someone
looking
from
for-
a landlocked state.
you know how tides work? You want to get into tides? I'll talk about tides.
It's fantasy. Anything can make the tides happen.
It's the moon. No.
I have a question. Does Zarik recognize this, like, these wonders, I guess you would call them?
What
These
wonders?
landmarks? Like the cities and all that? For during his way to Varney?
No. You are further northwest. You didn't come this way.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for a fishing pole.
Yeah, plenty of those. There's some of those on the boat.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I figured I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my own.
Okay.
I don't like to use other people's stuff. And I'm looking for just like some silver or gold-ish, copper, bronze, scrap metal, like pieces.
That they don't have here.
They don't have any metal.
Not scrap like for crafting.
Hmm.
And you notice everything here is made with, like, anything that they may trade for some of that stuff. You can talk with the merchant there, and then they'll let you know that that's not going to be something we're going to have here. We can do some crafting with some coral and some various rocks and shells under here, but any various metals, precious metals, we're not gonna do here. We don't do mining here. We trade with the dwarves for that.
Oh, well, that doesn't have to be precious metal, just any metal.
Yeah, you'll want to talk to the dwarves with that.
Okay, fair enough.
It all oxidizes down here.
It all oxidizes. For stainless, no. Got any stainless steel?
We don't have much use for metals around here. And you find your fishing pole is like made from kelp and coral and shell, and it's all constructed from underwater materials. Kelp is a rope and string, and it's nicely crafted though. It's a silver piece for a nice one. You can get a cheapo for a copper piece.
Dude, I'm spending a silver piece, dude. I'm rich as heck. Do they have any? Okay, if they don't have any kind of scrap metal or anything, do they have any like nice, like smooth glass kind of rocks? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You find some sea glass.
Yeah, sea glass.
Dang elves with all their scrap glass are thrown in the ocean.
Yeah. I'll get a couple pieces of that.
Okay.
How much is that?
We'll just say you get. I mean, a copper piece will get you a little handful.
Nice.
If you want something sizable, it'll cost a little more, but it's for like a little baggie of sea glass. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to have at least one piece about, you know.
We'll just say a silver for a pound bag.
Gotcha. Nice. Good. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming back to the boat.
Okay. So you're there for 2 hours, and Layden comes back out on deck and is kind of looking out over the ocean. And the ship sets sail. You got another 5 days at sea here. The sun is beginning to set, so you've only got a few more hours before dark. But it is right at dinner. I guess you had dinner time before, so it's right. Well, they'll serve Layden some dinner, and then it's pretty much dark time. But Layden spends most of her time outside, and the barber is the barber likes to follow around Zarik. You seem to have noticed in the time, just chatting, because Zarik loves to talk about war stories, I assume. The barber loves to talk, period. And so he's chatting you up about tales he had. Do you want to continue talking to this guy? Or you want to brush him off, David?
I'll talk to him, but I'm gonna leave Mr. Feisty out of it.
Okay. Give me a charisma check. Just a charisma roll. See how much he likes
this is
you.
gonna be great.
All I can think of is Mott.
Yeah.
The Bolian, yeah. I promise not too much off the top.
Okay.
Roll that dice.
I'm gonna get it. Perfect.
Okay. He does most of the talking. And you kind of gather when you're talking to him, he doesn't really listen to you. But he does tell you that he lets drop that his house was destroyed by a volcano, and just out of nowhere, volcano just erupted and blew up my house. I've been homeless ever since, chopping people's hair, making what I can. You don't have a lot of hair, but I can like file down some of them mangly scales you got there if you need. I see some of them are a little curly, and I can fix those for you. I'm just trying to get some work out of you. Layden is at the top, the bow of the ship, just sort of staring out. Roland spends most of his day on deck as well. You don't see a lot of once dark comes up, you don't see a lot of Gezron or Lily. You don't ever see much of Lily. You don't see much of Heartshaker either. And nighttime hits. Do y'all want to go to bed?
You want to see how well?
Go ahead.
I want to see how well my fight went against the Furbolg.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, you easily overpowered her.
How nice.
How nice. The way you said
Like
that
she's
was
like
pretty great.
I'm the
How
best.
nice.
she's got this really nice warhammer, and you kind of gather one thing a little strange about her. She has this really nice warhammer, but she's not good with it. And being close up to you notice this thing is, it's really nice. It's very nicely decorated. It's
Freakishly nice.
and she doesn't know how to use it.
What did you say that I got from her? On that?
That was with the Furbolg.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything about the warhammer.
No, I mean, you told me that
Oh,
there
you-
was a
you
look
said
that
that
I
sh-
got from her.
She has to look like she's aware of her surroundings, like she is a capable fighter.
Okay. But she apparently doesn't know how to use this warhammer. Does it? When I saw this, did it look like she's sandbagging or?
It looks like she's not used to a weapon of that type, that style.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. If she'll let me, I'll give her some tips on it.
Yeah,
That Zurich would know.
she'll listen to you.
I'll. After they fight, I'll be like, "Where in Treskwood are you from? I'm from Treskwood myself."
Well, I did grow up there, but I was I don't know. I don't know my parents. I was adopted by an elf family. Took me in.
What kind of elf family?
An elf family. I don't know, just ordinary folk. My father worked at as a weaponsmith, making swords.
Oh,
My mother was a tailor.
did they give you a last name?
No, we weren't.
Were you in an orphanage at all?
No, I was left at the doorstep. From what they tell me.
Oh. And what is it you do? Did you follow in your father's footsteps?
I can craft a blade or two. My father died when I was pretty young, so I didn't learn too much.
Sorry to hear that.
But I try my hand at making the occasional blade. But yeah, I just kind of come and go. I try to take care of my mom when I can, make some money and bring it back to her. She's getting a little old for her tailoring fingers. Plus, she's small. Everyone's small. Except for that
I would
crowd
imagine
fella.
so.
Have you seen that heart shaker?
I have, yes.
And that gnome. Why doesn't he shut up?
I don't. That's a very good question.
Have you talked to that Triton yet?
I talked to her when she came on board, yes. It's the first Triton I've ever met.
Did you see that tattoo
She-
she's got?
Did I? I did not.
Well, something's more there.
What did your mother do?
She was a tailor. She is a tailor,
Tailor.
but she can't really do it much anymore.
Right. Huh. Tailor and a blacksmith, that's...
Weaponsmith. We don't really deal in metals. Elven
Okay.
glass swords.
Ah,
Specialty in Treskwood.
of course, yes. Do I... I want to ask her a question, but it would be so weird. Do I know... Let's ask you, do I know if Jalen was anything other than what he was for the Bond?
You give me a history check.
Eight.
You don't know much about him other
Dang.
than what you
Okay.
knew. Yeah, just the basics. Just what he did for them.
I'm gonna ask and see if I'm gonna ask her if the swords were for like decorative purposes only, kind of thing.
No,
Feather glass swords.
they're some of the finest swords you'll ever see.
Wouldn't they shatter on impact of armor?
That's the skill. That's why they are only made by the elves. And you've seen some of these swords. There was a couple of those swords that was in that bag that you guys gave to Rogar.
Did the Sandals use glass swords?
No.
Glass weapons? No.
That is a
Wood elf.
I can't remember I can't remember the name of the elves.
Elandrian.
Elandrian specialty. Just if you don't mind.
Did your parents name you?
Yes.
I didn't know if maybe you said they were on the doorstep. I didn't know if maybe you had a name before.
I believe they gave me my name. No one said otherwise.
Was it somehow related to? I'm curious. Was it related to their names? What were their names?
Their names were. I write these things out. I don't say them. Hervuin and the Linder. Hervuin. It's kind of a tongue twister. Hervuin, my mom. And Elindir, my dad. My father was my father.
Hervuin.
Hervuin.
And what was the dad's name?
Elindir.
Lindir. Okay.
You should really at least like say these things out
You
loud.
should say them out loud once.
Yeah. I even went to a new method of like making rather than just grab them from a name generator. I make them up. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. Hervuin. Perfect.
Wait, you're writing these lists and you're not even going. Let me say this out loud.
In my mind, it sounds great. Hervuin. Perfect. Good elven name.
The name generator is not too bad, you know.
Name generator. I get names like what was his name? Wordo. No, not Wordo.
What?
Lerno. I get Lerno.
Did Lerno come from a name generator?
Yeah.
Lerno sounds like a really last minute, like, what's this man's name reading this book? Lerno?
It's clearly a Muppet.
I'll ask her. Where did you get this warhammer? It's very nice looking.
It was given to me.
A friend of your father's, or
A friend of mine.
oh, very nice. Was
It
he
is.
was he a craftsman, or did he come by this some other way?
I don't know how he came across it, but he sold it to me. I guess he didn't need it anymore, so I took it.
That's quite impressive looking.
Thanks. You can't have it.
Of course, I couldn't wield it even if I took it from you. Far too big for me.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to go get some rest.
Sure. See you around.
She says, thank you for the lessons, little one.
No problem. No, I nod my head.
I learned a lot today. And she goes
Still
in.
confused by that information you gave me about her being aware of her surroundings. I don't know what that means.
Maybe it doesn't mean anything.
Maybe it doesn't.
And it was just erroneous detail.
Yep, it's just a red herring.
The worst kind of herring. Okay, it's getting dark. Sun is set. What do you want to do? The only people out still are Layden. And that's really all you see. And Roland's still moseying about.
I'm gonna do some nighttime fishing off the back of the boat. That little dock. I mean the little like balcony we have on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you're out there fishing, give me a roll.
Ah.
Give me a fishing roll.
I need you to summon me back to the boat. Since my whole computer crashed and then there was like a friggin' Windows update.
I got that too. While you're out there fishing, Layden comes up and stands next to you. And she says, she doesn't look at you, but she's looking out the back of the boat, and she says, "You're not from around here. You travel
Neither
a
are
lot?
you. I've been traveling a lot recently.
Around here?
No, this is my first time around here.
Does the name Ethto mean anything to you?"
Oh no. Does Ethto mean anything to me? Do I need to roll a history check?
You can, yeah, you can roll.
Yeah, sure.
You caught a kraken. Roll 20, caught a kraken.
Yeah.
Ethto does not ring a bell.
Okay, that would have been a 14.
Okay, that doesn't ring a bell either.
Okay. No, I've never heard of anyone or anything named Ethto.
She looks at you and kind of squints as that's unfortunate.
What is Ethto?
It doesn't matter. You don't know him.
Fair enough, I suppose.
If you see him, stay away. That's the advice I'll give.
How would I know if I see him if I don't know what he looks like?
You'll know.
I don't think so, but
His name
thanks for the
tattooed
warning.
across his forehead.
She says it's just good you don't. Well, it's not good for me, but you're safe not knowing. Does your friends you're here with, you clearly are adventurers.
Yes. I mean,
You've
yeah,
adventured
but-
around, right?
Okay, yes.
You've-
I have.
you've-
Yes.
Been you've met monsters.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though that you're telling me these things and telling me it would be dangerous if I ran into them, but if you'd have just never told me, I never would have known, and I never would have had to worry about it.
Is any of your other friends no? Never mind. And she walks off.
Okay, yes, okay. Such a confusing. Why?
Appropriately charismatic.
Why would she tell me about this thing if it was so dangerous?
Okay, the night goes on unless someone has anything of note they want to do. If you want to keep watch, let me know. If you want to go to your room and go to night time, the breakfast is served or first thing in the morning.
I'll go up to the crow's nest at night, and if the moon's out, I'll just stare up at the moon for a while.
Okay.
Do I know you're in the crow's nest?
I'm not hiding it.
You're up
I'm
there.
gonna-
You're gonna be up there with a crewman.
Okay. I'll play my banjo up there too.
He's like,
Bam,
"Shut up."
bam, 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 bam.
Nothing like serious, just real slow, like melancholy kind of music.
So you're not going to be like hammer-ons and pull-offs on your banjo up there.
I'm just sitting there
All night.
This guy's like, "Gah!" He's been doing the same riff for 3 hours.
I don't think I've ever heard melancholy banjo music.
Melancholy banjo.
Whole new
I'm gonna-
genre I'm working on.
It's a new genre. Yeah.
It's called bluesgrass.
I'm gonna come out on the deck and I'm gonna look up at Saren because he's the only one awake. And I'm gonna be like,
Out there you see Roland. He's still out there on deck looking.
I'll just climb up there, and when I get up there, I'm gonna ask him. Like,
There's not enough room for 3 of you up there.
I'm not gonna stand up there. I'm just climbing up there.
Okay.
Saren,
What can I do for you?
you ever heard of someone named Ethto?
Can I roll history?
Yeah.
I have a -1 in history. Probably a no-go. No.
That's perfect.
The name. Oh, it just it does not ring a bell whatsoever.
I could kind of tell by your face that you didn't know. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll ask other people in the morning.
Just go wake them up.
There's no need for that.
I mean,
I'll just start climbing back down.
If you come back to the cabin, I'm probably still awake. I only sleep 4 hours a night.
Sure, I'll open the door just to see if anyone's awake.
In your room?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's still awake, he's still awake. Zarika's snoring in the corner.
If he's like meditating, I'm not gonna like shake him.
No, I'm just if I'm awake, I'm shuffling cards or messing with my crystal. I'm not
Looking at the cannon.
I open the
in
door
room.
and you're like shuffling cards and you. I'm like, have you ever heard of someone named Ethto?
Roll it.
go. Efto, here we go. 18.
You do recognize the name. You don't know where you know it from. But the name does ring a bell. Ethto. It does ring a bell, but you do not know what it's from, but you do know that name.
What was the person's name who told me this?
Layden.
Layden. This person, I was just out on the back, minding my own business, and this person just comes out there, starts talking about Ethto, and then she tells me it's dangerous if I know who he is. I don't understand. Why would she tell me if it was dangerous?
That sounds like a real conundrum you have there.
It is
One that
really,
I can't help you with.
it is really doing my head in. Okay. I'll just leave.
Where are you going? You're all in the same cabin.
I'm going back out onto the deck.
Okay.
Or out onto the balcony where my fishing pole is.
Okay.
I'll just sleep out there.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything for the night? How long you
Nope.
stay out there, Joe? Saren?
I'll stay out there until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Okay. At about
Rick will be
1,
first awake.
Roland goes inside. Okay. If everyone wants to wake up early, you can give me tell me what you want to do. If you want to leave the cabin, otherwise, we will progress to the morning.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't leave the cabin, but I'd have like ears open for anything that would be suspicious.
Okay. Morning comes, and you smell the smell of bacon, eggs, oranges, fish.
Gotta fight that scurvy.
Breakfast is cooking. And
Actually,
you all...
I take that back. Is Saren in the room when I wake up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave then.
In the morning,
Continue.
everyone comes out to go sit at the table, which isn't big enough in this picture, but it is big, and everyone can fit at it. And everyone gathers around, and there's a empty chair as Layden does not join you. And everyone eats their food. Captain tell you, oh, quiet night last night. Get any good fish out there? Points to you. Hey, Rock.
No, I did not catch any good fish. Fish aside, where is this person? Where is Layden?
I don't know. She paid for dinner, paid for breakfast. She doesn't want. I'm not her daddy. She can eat whatever she wants. I think that
Something is afoot.
somebody didn't come to breakfast. What could it be? Your rooms, by the way, your rooms are all right. You see where you see where you're eating? I should have made this table bigger, but you're all sitting here at this corner eating. And so your rooms are all these rooms. So you guys are over here. You've got the humans are on this side. Your furbolg friend is over here in the big room.
Yeah, she got her own room.
She got a big room. Everyone pretty much has their own room.
Except for us.
The gnome's in the back here, and then Layden was in this one over here.
Maybe she's just a late riser.
What was Layden? Layden was a...
Triton.
Layden was the Triton. Oh, well, she could have left at any time. She could have just...
She could have just
Jump
jumped over.
over.
She's a fish person.
They don't like that term. I wouldn't say that around her.
Fish person?
Whatever.
Says you're so concerned, then go wake her up. But I'm not getting in the way of you and her. She seems kind of grumpy.
She's confusing.
Azuric
Right.
will ask if anything special happened last night.
I don't know. You tell me. I'm always
I'm not asking him.
up for a good story.
If you're up for a good story, do you know who someone named Ethto is?
I'm gonna roll a history.
Roll it.
I'm proficient in history. $14.
Doesn't ring a bell to you. Saren, you're the keen-eyed one. Susanna is out. The cook is out serving. And when the word Ethto comes up, her eyebrows perk a little bit. Doesn't say anything, but she continues.
Hey, Airrock. I'll whisper this to Airrock. You might want to ask her.
The cook.
She might know something.
Perfect. Stand up and walk over.
It's always the cook.
And when he goes to stand up, I'm going to grab his arm for a second. Maybe wait 20, 30 minutes.
For what, though?
Well, I mean, you just asked, and then I saw her, and then she's going to feel called out and might be a little awkward. And I know you're already kind of a little awkward. So you just give it a minute.
I will wait if that's what you want me to do.
I mean, just like 20 minutes. I'm telling you, it'll be better.
I'll just sit back down.
Okay. She's taking your plates away, and then she comes back with coffee for everyone.
Ooh, coffee. I'll sit and drink. Listen, if she brings coffee, I can waste 20 minutes easy right there. Coffee.
Are
Are you still shuffling your cards?
Well, I was eating, and now after I finish eating, I do pull out the cards. I don't look at them. I just sort of move them around in my hands while I'm staring at Layden's door. If anything is amiss over there, I want to be. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't talked much. Can you do card tricks, cardistry?
Sure. Take a card.
Card tricks. The gnome speaks up. There was
Oh,
this
boy.
shop in my town when I grew up, where they sold fascinating cards. It's not there anymore. There was a volcano that took out our home, our town, everything. It's gone now.
I'm like looking at him, and I look over at the gnome, and as soon as he gets done talking, I look back at him and I go, "About this card trick."
Old Jeff could really do some card tricks.
She can't connect to the Wi-Fi network.
Remember your cards. Take it back in the deck.
I'll do that.
Shuffle them up.
Is
that your card?
I want to keep a super close eye on this.
Yes, that is my card.
Saren, he's kind of entertaining. Like, not everyone's like pretending to watch this, but a lot of the people at the table are watching this, and you notice Elwindith, the furbolg, smiles as she sees this trick get played out, and then goes back to eating. The humans, the three humans, Lily doesn't care, but Roland and Genshai are into it, and they're like into this card trick. Yanlin, the gnome, is just not paying attention. He's just talking. Heartshaker is watching, but not eating her food or drinking her coffee.
Wait. Heartshaker's a girl?
Yes.
Oh, well, wasn't even paying that much of a
Goliaths have girls too.
What?
Not drinking her coffee or anything?
Nope.
Well,
It's
I'm
like,
not gonna say
she went 3 days without eating. Fine. She doesn't drink her coffee. Something's wrong with her.
Yeah, there is something wrong. Well, how long has it been?
It's been about 20 minutes. She
Perfect.
goes and brings the coffee, then she leaves.
I'll go over to wherever the cook is.
Okay. She's in the galley, in the kitchen.
All right, great.
She's in there. There's a couple other staff in there cooking, and she's basically the more of the waitress servant that is doing this. She turns around and she's got like a pitcher of water, and she turns around and says, "Oh, yeah, I can help you."
Yes, I think you can. Do you know about Ethto?
Yeah. Well, why do you ask?
The strange lady came out, Triton, and just told me about it, and no one knows what it is, and she wouldn't tell me what it is, and it seems like you might know what it is. Well, you do know what it is. You just gave it away. Tell me what it is.
Well, there's certain places you don't sail. I cook. I don't mess with this kind of stuff, but I mean, everyone knows Ethto.
Everyone except for everyone I've asked.
In the bay, Ethto, the monster that lurks the bay. I thought you were an adventurer. No, I'm sorry. That was kind of mean. You want more coffee?
I do.
Okay, let me get you some. She puts a pitcher down and she goes and gets some more coffee and hands it over to you. You want another orange or a lime? Got lots of those.
No, I just want to know about Ethto.
There's nothing really to say. It's just, it might just be a myth. I don't know. I just cook and serve the food, but yeah, Ethto.
Okay, so it's just an urban legend.
I guess.
Well, not urban, but
I guess
a
not
legend.
not urban to old Leyden.
Okay.
Joy's
I'll
gonna
just
ask for
turn
some
around
tea.
and walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is amazing that they have coffee.
Drake asks for tea.
Okay. She comes back. She gives you some water. And she comes back and gets you some tea. It's kind of like a luxury liner for any ships you guys have been on. This is pretty
Say,
nice.
it does seem really nice. They,
Yeah.
they got food.
You
and
paid for
coffee
it,
and
so you this is a big ship, and typically you're just in like little sloops.
all right, I come back to the table.
Okay.
Has she ever come out of that room?
I've just been watching the door the whole time.
No Leyden.
Nope. No. When it rolls around to like noon is when I will go and knock on the door.
Okay. You
But I won't leave that room the whole time. I'll be staring at that door.
anyone else want to do anything? It's like 7 in the morning right now. You're all done with lunch or done with breakfast, everything at 8. So you've got 4 hours here until he wants to go knock on the door. Anything you guys want to do in particular?
No.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna go back
see-
to fishing.
I'm gonna see if I can find my practice buddy. See if we can do some more practicing.
Okay. You go up to Elwindith, and she says, "No, not today. I'm just not feeling it today."
That's fine. No, I'll go find somebody else, I guess.
Okay. From below deck, you all hear a scream.
I
Take
rush
off
over.
running.
Okay. You go down below deck into the cargo hold, and you see Susanna standing next to one of the boxes, and there is she has cracked open one of the boxes, and she's looking inside of it.
I'll run over to inspect.
Because I'm still in that room. Is everyone else in that room with me when this happens?
No, everyone. No.
Okay.
You pretty much left there alone now. Everyone else.
Okay.
Everyone else has gotten up and left.
But I still hear it?
Yeah.
I will not go down there. I'm going to hide in that room.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Sarah, and you walk over, and you see Layden dead in the box.
Oh my god.
Wow, natural 20.
As you're looking at it, a crowd starts to form, and then the captain pushes his way through and says, "What is it?" And he looks at it. And he
Captain,
sees
there's a body.
"Oh, I see that." And he looks around. He says, "Who found this?" Susanna says, "Well, I did. I was just coming down for some flour. And then she was just stuffed in there." And he looks around. He says, "Well, we need answers. Any of you have any experience in this?" He says, Get her out of there." And a couple of the crewmen get in and start grabbing her and pulling her out. And your first glance, no blood. And they lay her on the decking on the cargo hold. And she has some knife wounds in her back. There's no blood, though. And the captain kneels down and looks at it for a long time. Then you see the first mate come rushing in, and he's looking at it. And they're kind of looking at each other. And like they're not saying anything. And he looks up. Any of you have any medical expertise?
Yeah, I do.
You should take a look at this.
Yeah, let me look. Just medicine check.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 18.
You notice on her, so you can see that, where's my notes? There it is. She's been stabbed in the back with a fine dagger, fine knife, fine blade. There is no blood anywhere else, just in her back. Just the knife, 3 knife wounds in her back. And you can see she does have a tattoo on her arm. Kind of lift her sleeve up a bit, and there's a tattoo of a scorpion tail on her arm. And you also, with that roll, you notice there is 2 puncture marks in her neck. No blood.
Can I roll like nature check to see if I know what could have done this, or like a survival or something?
Sure. Yeah, give me
Can I try to assist?
survival work. Yeah.
Survival. Boom.
You get advantage.
You roll, David.
I roll.
Yeah.
16 for me.
Okay.
What is it?
You
Survival.
can do medicine check if you want to assist with medicine, or survival if you want to try to figure out what may have happened to her.
Yeah, I'll do survival.
So you got the puncture wounds in the neck and no blood, but the puncture wounds in her neck are old. And they're more of scars now. Not freshly dug in. And I think what else? That's the only other thing you find is the 3. It's like a small blade wounds, no blood, neck holes, tattoo. Tattoo is like of a scorpion tail.
I'll make my way down there eventually.
Okay. And there's a crowd. A crowd has gathered. Everyone has gathered down there except for Eru. All the passengers.
If I had, this looks real bad now. Dagger wounds, and I'm the only one not there.
I'm gonna.
By the way, has anyone come in or out of this room?
No.
Well, me. I just went through.
Yeah, Arok came out. You did not see Eru.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
Where did you go in there?
He just came out of the room
from the balcony across down.
Captain says, "Well, you got anything? I haven't seen anything like that before. What is that thing?"
Can I roll a history to see what it is?
Yeah, about to say, can I roll?
Or is that the survival?
Roll some history.
He looks around. He's like, "Where's
Some
that
investigation?
Where's that elf fella?"
Is everybody around us?
Yeah, everybody is here.
I'm going to channel divinity and turn undead.
Okay.
So any undead creature that's within 30 feet of me needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. You make the cast. Captain looks at you. What was that? Nothing happens.
Checking.
Do we even know what vampires are?
I mean, yeah, you've heard stories of vampires. Sure.
I'm gonna cast as a ritual, detect magic.
Okay. Hey, what's he? He talks
11 minutes later.
talks to Sarah. What's he doing?
I've never seen him do this before. I don't know what that is.
Any
Hey,
idea?
Arok, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's detect magic. It'll allow us to see if any magic is in the area, as the name implies.
How do you do that?
Well, this isn't the time for that. We got a murder here.
Yeah, you're right.
One of you did it.
If it's been about 10 minutes, these guys have 10 minutes, and no one's been in here, I'm gonna walk over to Layden's door and see if it's open.
It's locked.
I'll knock on it, and it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Is there?
It is not locked. Sorry, it is not locked.
Okay. I was like, how did they
I'm trying to
lock
think.
it?
Lock it. Okay, not locked.
Not locked. Okay, I'll knock it. Hello, and I'll open it up. Is
All
anyone
quiet.
there?
No one there.
Does it look like someone slept there last night?
It's the bed. The bed is still made. Her belongings are still sitting. Well, yeah, you don't see them. She has a chest just like you guys.
I will, while like listening carefully to the other door. I don't want to be snuck up upon, but I will like just give the room a once over.
Captain leans over to Sarah and says, "What do you think?
Well,
You ever seen anything like this before?"
not seen anything like this before. There's no blood.
That's
why I cast what I cast. Turn undead. If there was any undead, they'd go running.
Well, I don't see anyone running.
Let me
Where were you at last night?
I was up in the crow's nest until about 1 or 2 in the morning.
And
I came back down here and went to bed.
And you got folks that can vouch for that?
Well, your man up in the crow's nest was with me the whole time.
All right. If you're willing, I could use some help on this. What do you think? You got any ideas what happened here?
I do have a very good idea.
What's that?
Give me about a minute or two. I can figure something out.
All right.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. That is where we will end for the evening.
Yes.
We roll hit dice?
Yeah. Let's level up.
Yeah.
Come on, not poopy.
Be a
No. Poopy.
So remember, we've
I got
got
5. I'll
a
take it.
we have a ritual cast going on of detect magic,
Yes.
and then zone of truth going on.
And I would say I would look in that room.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Am I still connected? I got lost Discord. 1 second. I'm just sitting here alone. 1 second. I think I'm still alive. Am I? My audio is here. Okay, well, Discord crashed on me. So, perfect. All right. Well, I've got no Discord, so I guess we're gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. There you go. There's a cliffhanger. Yeah, I don't have anyone else because Discord crashed on me, and so I don't have any other voices. I don't have the webcam here. So, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, and we will see what Isaac was gonna say there at the last second. Oh wait. I think we're back. Maybe.
Are you back?
Are we back? Hey?
I don't know. if
Oh,
I hear
alright.
you.
Hello.
Okay. I was just all left all alone in there. I think my Discord crashed. Okay. What was your last thing you were gonna say before I end this?
Nothing.
You remember? Oh, Isaac, what'd you roll for?
I rolled my hit die,
Oh, hit die. Okay.
which was real bad.
Ooh, David got a 10.
I know. So good. I have hit points.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll.
before, I was just saying that I was gonna walk down if you missed that part.
Okay. Yeah, I did miss that part.
Yeah, so if there wasn't anything immediately, like if I didn't see anything out of the ordinary in the room, I was gonna walk down.
Okay. So we'll start next time. We did ritual detect magic going off. Zone
Zone of truth.
zone of truth going on, and arrow returns. Is what we'll pick up next time.
Great.
Aw.
All right.
That won't be
Crow will probably be here
suspicious
with
at
us.
all.
This is my attempt at a murder mystery. We'll see how this goes.
My favorite part is the fact that he hid in the upper cabin.
I know. Everyone came
I
in
know.
except for Eric.
While we were investigating a knife murder, and he's
I
like,
know. I
"I'm
was
the
like-
guy with knives."
I know. I was like, oh, there's a scream. That's got to be a distraction. It's like it's Eru. It's like paranoid person who's like, something's up. I'll stay here and wait for them to come back to the scene of the crime. Little did I know there was a dead body down there with knife wounds. And I'm like, hey, everyone, here's my dagger. I'm not down there right now.
I'm a stealthy knifey guy. I've never done anything. I was part of a criminal organization for years.
Oh boy, it'll be so much fun. All right.
See you next week. Maybe Krog will not have a bellyache next time, and we might be
But
here.
don't count on
We
it.
might be here Thursday night.
Maybe.
Yeah, Thursday
Maybe,
night.
if everyone's up for it.
I'm up for it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Maybe we can actually start at 8:30.
Perfect.
What?
I don't want
On
to jinx.
Thursday?
I don't want to
Blasphemy,
jinx
yeah,
anything.
Don't jinx anything.
Yeah, big dog. I'll be back here in 45 minutes. I got a game I got to stream tonight.
Ooh. Okay, bye.
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 Yeah.
See you.